choices, still we bleed. And when all love had been depleted, we had but no choice to concede. As the stars were dancing in their line, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in their line. Future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry. It was bone dry.
So sweet even when they hurt. You wanna feel, wanna fall in love, wanna give it all up, but you don't want to lose your control. Are we playing this game? Oh, are we playing this game? Are you too afraid? I play to win.
through to this league, and they obviously beat Birmingham in week 6, who if they get through they're going to have to face again if Birmingham also get through, and they've already had to beat the number 1 seed in Brighton to get where they are now, and that's a massive achievement for Arctic Foxes. Kiel obviously coming in as the highest seed out of all 4 of these teams, but credit to Arctic Foxes, Rocketeers and University of Birmingham, who all had to beat higher seeded teams, respectively first, second and third seed, to get to where they are now. So Kiel coming in as the favourites from the tournament through to this stage, but Arctic Foxes beating out first seed, making them possibly the favourites to win this game. But I think it'll be great, and I'm not sure if you have any predictions on who you think might win here, Achinal.
Oh, don't let me choose. It's all up to who shows up on the day, isn't it? I mean, we made predictions for all of the games we've seen in the playoffs so far, and some nights you can get all of them right, some nights you can get none. It's just impossible to predict with such a stacked bracket at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And I think without further ado, both Kiel and Foxes have been waiting, so we are going to jump straight into this match. We don't want to keep them waiting any longer, but it'll be great to see who actually comes through here. Rista and Rowe and K3 and Poddy actually both entered the 2v2 tournament. K3, I believe it was, getting beaten out by Salford, and then Arctic Foxes going on to beat Salford and eventually get knocked out by Portsmouth. And it just goes to show that even as duos, these teams have the chemistry, they have the ability to play, and it's likely to be a fantastic set of games.
Well, I think for most people watching tonight, Rowe and Rista were put on the map by that 2v2 tournament. We hadn't heard of them properly before. They hadn't played, at least to the standard that they're playing this season, in the NSE. And that night was when we first realised that this Liverpool team would probably be something to contend with. And since they've added Wambo John, it's just gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, it really has. And Satsumikush trying to take it around his sidewall there. Rista beating him out, and Wambo John's come up early as well. K3 pushing it over to the side. Rowe trying to keep the pressure alive here for Arctic Foxes. Gets a good pass off of the back, but Rista is slow to challenge that one. And Wambo John needs to try and keep this pressure up, because at the moment, Kiel do not look comfortable. They look like they're struggling in that backfield. Recoveries haven't been great, and they're surviving on minimal boost between all 3 players.
Yeah, it's been a shaky start for the boys in orange. They haven't looked completely happy behind the ball here. The pressure from Liverpool has been great, but there have been a few missed touches or touches that wouldn't be as good as you'd like from Poddy and the gang. But that's a good clear, and they might turn this into some offense now.
Yeah, and Poddy going up early, trying to get that pass off of the backboard, and it's a good pass, and Satsumikush can't keep it underneath the crossbar there, and it was a good opportunity for Kiel, the first one they've had this game, but honestly, at this point, Arctic Foxes have just looked a stronger team.
That's an open net. If Wamba John can get back to it quickly enough, body's in net, and there was no touch. So, blue team on pressure again on the offense, but Kiel looking a bit better equipped this time around.
It definitely, and Arctic Foxes, Wambo John trying to put it into the center, and a big miss coming out, but Rowe cannot get the shot on target. No one is going to be following up from Foxes there. It's just not a prime opportunity to take, but another miss coming through, and Kiel are making far too many misses in this early match. But as I say that, a good pop from Poddy, but not strong enough to get it over the defense from Arctic Foxes, and Wambo John's going to try and get the block. He does so, goes perfect center. Rista's there trying to drop it, but gets it into the corner instead, and Rowe will need to follow up here. Does so, gets it off of the back ball. Wambo John just bailing out, seeing K3's got the ball there, and K3 with a good 50 trying to clear his lines, and a big hit over, and Rowe's there to stop it, but he's gone too high, and Poddy with the goal on the 2-minute 25-second mark. I don't think Rowe was expecting that to happen. He come off of the sidewall and just went a little too high, couldn't get the flick below, and unfortunately for him, slides underneath his car. 1-0 to Kiel, and it's completely against the runner play at the moment.
Yeah, I think Poddy would have expected that to be a goal as little as anyone else on the pitch, but he'll be happy to take it as they're up 1-0 with just under half the game left to go.
Yeah, and Rowe going again, trying to get the play in, but Poddy just there to beat him out. He's looking for a pass center, beats out Rista as well, and it's the single man on defense, but it's Wambo John more than capable of holding up the defense there. And Rowe not quite getting the clear out he'd be looking to get, but pops it over one, is going to look to pop it over Poddy in a second, does so as well, gets it center, but Kush there just to stop that play developing. And Poddy trying to clear his lines, but it's straight to Wambo, who gets a good pass to Rowe and a good shot to the left-hand side, but Kush is there to save it, and John with the follow-up, and it goes straight over the final defender, and it's one apiece. Came from a great initial pass from Wambo there over to Rowe. Rowe taking the shot, getting cleared well, but Rista there on the follow-up, getting another pass back into Wambo and taking it 1 goal apiece. K3 saying he's having a little bit of a problem here with his things, and Rista with a good kickoff and a bad miss there. Would have expected to score. Wambo John putting it high. Rista's there to follow, gets it, tries to get it back in, can't do so, and Poddy there for the clear. Players asking for a new server after this one. I think we're going to have to oblige, because at this point in time, K3 is definitely struggling with 370 ping for almost the entirety of this match so far.
Yeah, but it's hard to take anything away from Liverpool, even in light of that, because the pressure they've been putting on is good, and they're going for the boost game very strongly, taking corners on their way out of the rotation. And while Kiel have tried to do the same when they get onto the offensive side, they haven't had enough time to properly set up a boost staff, which is what Liverpool seem to be doing on every offensive push.
Yeah, definitely. And K3 trying to get it out here. He needs to, but he misses, and this is going to leave it perfectly open for Rowe. He tries to bait out Satsuma, but instead it's just managed to go over the top of him there. Rista needing to clear his lines. No one challenging him on this Kiel team, and that is dangerous. And this is the problem you have with not challenging this play early enough. Rista is given a solid 5 seconds to take complete control of the ball there. Pops it to the side of Poddy, flicks it to the left of K3, and no one on the defense there for Kiel, ready and raring to actually make any challenges. And it just leads to the loss of the goal there. 2-1, and honestly, Kiel need to pick up their game if they're going to get back into this.
Yeah, I think they'll be a bit disappointed, because K3 will feel he could have done much better with that ball, perhaps if he wasn't having the internet issues that he's currently experiencing. But again, with Rista, given the time, he took all of the advantages he had and did very well with them. And I think Liverpool will certainly feel they deserve to be up based on the offensive pressure they've had this game.
Yeah, definitely. And K3 needing to clear his lines there, but Rista up early again, puts it towards center, but Satsuma will be there so fast, and it doesn't matter. Poddy allowed the time to take it onto his roof. Not the greatest car to get some of the flick plays in. The Merc, a little bit of a matchbox, shall we say. Not the easiest car for those flicks, not the easiest cars for those ones plays. And Arctic Foxes taking the first game in my opinion, what was quite dominant action, really. Arctic Foxes never looked like they were going to lose that game. We're going to be going to a new server, so we'll have a little bit of time to talk more about these two teams. But from what we just saw there, I think it's very well possible we could be seeing a complete sweep here.
I think it's very possible. But of course, I feel like we haven't really seen enough of the reformed Kiel. If K3 can manage to sort out these internet problems, then I think it could be anyone's game. You know, Kiel have played very well throughout the season, and to go out like this wouldn't be nice for them. But Liverpool take nothing away from them. They played immensely well in that first series.
Yeah, definitely. And with the struggles that K3 was having in that game, maybe now starting on a new server, we might just see him having a few less technical issues, because they did look slow to the ball most of the time throughout that game. Arctic Foxes were just playing faster. They were playing more consistent. The passes coming through from them were just better overall. And honestly, if Kiel don't change the way they're playing at the moment, Arctic Foxes are just going to run rings around them, because far too often Kiel was left in defense with little boost, limited time on the ball to try and clear it, and Arctic Foxes were just pressuring. We saw it from the first goal. Rista coming in, and he was just absolutely speedy when he was coming in there. He had no right to be pushed up that far, especially with his other two teammates being that far up, but he could see Kiel was struggling a little bit. He was taking his opportunities, and he was just pressuring that.
Yeah, it was fantastic offense from the Liverpool boys there, but I think Kiel will feel like they'll be better equipped to deal with it if they can sort out this server issue that we might have been having. And I think if they can sort that out, they did have, obviously, the goal that they got was broadly gifted to them, I think it's fair to say, by a little misread from Rowe. But I think if they can get onto the offensive side of the ball, we've seen them do fantastic things so far this season.
Yeah, definitely. And we're just waiting for the players to join. Now, they are in. The two people that we're actually missing, ironically, are the caster and the producer. I'm just going to let everybody know that we're just changing the stadium. Changing the stadium. Can everyone... Right. We're just going to change the stadium. We'll have DHF, I think it will be. Will probably be the better choice of stadium there. Not many people have too much of an issue. But sorry about this, guys. We will get straight back into the game as soon as possible.
Yeah, a little bit of communication issues. I mean, if anyone was watching the stream that I was on last night, we had players joining left, right, and centre when no one was ready. But this time, it's us who aren't ready. I shan't lie. But we'll get into this game too. Once these guys have had a chance to settle their nerves out, I'm sure the series could go a lot further than 4 games.
Yeah, definitely. So let's just have a little bit of a chat about which players really are holding up the team at the moment. Can you see any standout players? Because if I'm honest, from the moment, at the moment, Arctic Foxes just look like they're playing as a whole team, whereas Kiel look like they're trying to play as 3 individual players that happen to be on the same team.
But of course, if you're having the kind of issues that K3 was having in that first game, it makes it very hard to connect as a team and get good passing plays together. When you have to constantly avoid one of your players from reasons like that, it can make it appear like you're not playing as well as a team as maybe you could do. But I think if this server works out better for the Kiel boys, we might see a bit more team play coming out.
So Ro just saying he's going to need 2 minutes now. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's probably needing the loo. Obviously, we know that Arctic are a little bit panicked now. They came in as one of the lowest seeds in this whole challenger bracket. They've made it this far. I think they want to continue doing it. Ro needs to feel comfortable doing that. So not gonna judge him.
Better if you were busting for the loo, wouldn't you? A bit more urgency.
Yeah, you just want it over and done with. But let's talk about this second game then. We've spoken enough about Kiel and Arctic Foxes. I suppose this gives us a little bit of time to talk about Rockin'
Preview
versus University of Birmingham. Now, that's going to be the next game after this series that we see here. Now, Rockenteers, we saw them come up, and nobody really expected them to get through to nationals. They were an unheard of team. No. Nobody had seen them. Nobody had heard of them. And I had the privilege of casting their first match on stream, and the passing plays they were making, we said it on stream then, we'll say it again now, they were the best passing plays we had seen, period, from any NSE teams. They were pulling apart the top teams. Everybody had predicted them to go down, with the exception of one person. I can't even remember who the one was now, but everybody had predicted them to go down. And not only did they stay up, but I think they took quite a few points off of top tier teams in that week. It's because passing wise, they were just absolutely demolishing every single opponent they had. Nobody stood a chance against them. And it was quite a surprise. But that being said, they're coming up against University of Birmingham. Now, I scrimmed these guys yesterday with two of the Lankers A team, Films and DMAT. Now, obviously, I'm no Tylacto, as much as I'd love to be. I am absolutely no Tylacto, so I'm not going to pretend and turn around like I filled the boots of their team. And we held them off on a few games, but for the most part, University of Birmingham, they were quite consistent. The one problem they had was a few double commits, especially on the rotation on defense, and a few positional errors on defense as well. Now, a team like Rocketeers, especially with their passing ability, they're going to absolutely shred you to bits if you make those mistakes against them.
Yeah.
So I know that Crown, he asked for a lot of feedback after the matches, a lot of feedback that we gave, and it was completely fair. It was completely 100% unbiased feedback. And hopefully they've taken that away and they've taken a look and they've played a few more games, they've played a few more scrims, and they've changed up a little bit. But Choco, absolutely phenomenal with his flicks. And then the passing plays coming through from Dustmatty and Crown are absolutely great. So we could be seeing a lot of balls coming through from the backfield, especially from Dustmatty. We saw it yesterday in scrims, some great passes. And if they continue like that, then it's going to be great. But as for now, we're going to get back into the Kiel versus Arctic Foxes matches. Sorry about this taking so long. Immediately into game 2. Neither of these teams want to wait any longer. Rose now back. And a good early start coming the way of Arctic Foxes. Great kickoff there. Rowe is still trying to keep the pressure on here. K3 clearing the ball out of the way there. And he's no longer having his ping issue. So we could be seeing a little bit of a different K3 than we saw in this first match.
And I think that could mean in turn that we're going to see a bit of a different Kiel, you know. It's very hard. In a team game with only 3 players, if one of your players is struggling that much, it's almost impossible to get anything going, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. So with that added confidence and that added player, I think Kiel might find life a bit easier, but I'm wrong.
And as we say that, Kiel almost finding life easier, we say K3 not opting to challenge on the wall. Satsuma pushing up a bit too far. He's expecting the ball to bounce out. He's not expecting it to pass alongside the wall. Tries to get the flick to clear it. Instead, pops it perfectly for Rowe to get that first goal. Rista credited with the pass. However, I think Satsuma, even you'd agree with me here. Pass goes to you, but making up for his error immediately. K3 with the kickoff. Satsuma following close by. Sees Wambo John missing, follows up quickly, and Satsuma into the bottom right corner.
Yeah, well, he certainly atoned for his mistake there, but, you know, both teams looking a little shaky on their own side of the ball at the moment. And I think the nerves, perhaps, you know, we haven't had really a proper period of settling in yet because of the gap we had between these first 2 games. K3 looking much better as he slots another one into the bottom right, 2-1.
Yeah, and this again comes from Satsuma with the pressure onto Rowe. Gets a
Great
good
challenge.
50, leaving straight into the center for K3. K3 following up fast. And this is a completely different Kiel team that we saw the first time. Kiel the first time, they were not prepared to chase. They were not prepared to rush. And they were just leaving far too long for Arctic Foxes to make challenges. And this time, it's them going with the challenges. But Rowe almost with the drop down, and Poddy's going to try and take it on his roof. And that Merc just really is not working for him in terms of this ones play. He has missed every flick he's so far tried to make, and he's just not playing great in it. He might want to change car. Maybe just mentally it might help him here. But a good pass attempted coming through from K3. Not able to get it, and a big miss from Satsuma. And Poddy just popping it over the top of Rista, stopping the play developing. And Rose following up there, gets it onto the sidewall. And Satsuma pushing it off to the left. Maybe not the greatest pass, but Rista not able to get the power on to get it back into center for his teammates there.
Yes, this game's devolved a little bit into some play in the midfield, and again, I'm wrong. Rogue silences me with an equalising goal that was fantastically mechanically skilled.
Yeah, and he just uses that flip reset that he got, and we need to give a little bit of credit to him there. It didn't look as great when we first saw it, but the flip reset takes it just over Satsuma. I don't think Satsuma had the visibility there to see that he even got the flip reset, so I don't think he knew he could pop it over the top of him, but great mechanical play there from Arctic Foxes coming out, and they're really showing us what individually they're capable of doing at the moment. Rowe definitely needed that 2-minute break, because since he's come back, he's pulled off some great Rocket League so far.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I think, you know, both teams really showing signs of warming up at the moment. Still some moments of slightly iffy communication maybe, and certainly not much evidence of team play yet. If anyone's been looking for it, it's been the boys in orange, but so far it's been mechanical brilliance that's won it out for the blue.
Yeah, it really has. And 2 goals apiece. And like you say, neither team really making those passing plays yet. But play going towards Kill's attacking area there and not able to develop anything again. And it very just feels like possession's being thrown away by both teams here. No one getting any really good touches, any critical touches. Poddy trying to drop it down, missing completely, and Ro is up early, challenging Satsuma. But a good 50 from Satsuma means play isn't developing as quickly as Arctic Foxes would have hoped, but a good pass off onto the backboard. And Ro has the boost, but a miss from Satsuma and no one to punish it again. And it just seems like we're repeating the same things over and over again here. Good passes going into center and teams not there to punish because the passes just aren't finding a teammate.
Yeah, we saw it. I saw it so much last night in the Southern Regional Finals where teams get locked into their own half. Like, you know, both teams have had spells of pressure. They get locked into their own half on defense and they panic. And as soon as they get the ball, they do things like that there from Poddy. They just launch it down. There's no one there to follow up. The other team gets the ball back and just launches it straight back. And we just see lots of booming clears with no one to chase them down.
Yeah, definitely. And although we're currently watching Kill versus Arctic Foxes, it's got to be noted that University of Birmingham do this quite a lot with Dust Matty just launching balls upfield, but usually they end up finding Crown, and it's because Crown waits in that upfield. It waits up there, ready for the pass through, ready for the redirect, and he'll often get it. And this is just what these two teams are lacking at the moment, but a good pass center, and Wambo John with the clear on the backboard. Ro's going to look to go up early, gets another clear onto the backboard, but even if he doesn't hit there, no one following up again from Kill, and it just seems to be the same thing over and over. Attempted bump onto Poddy, Poddy getting it high onto the backboard, and it's straight into the path of Ro. Ro just trying to pop it over the top of an attacking Kill member that is waiting patiently, and Kush there with a good block, but it's going to get pushed straight over to the side, and the speed at which Kill are trying to attack here is still slow, but it's working, and it goes over the top of Wambo, but he just beats him out. Satsuma with a good block on, but play gets cleared by Arctic Foxes, and they needed that one. They were looking a little bit pressured. A good pass coming through, an attempted double touch, and Poddy showing us that the Merc can pull off some great plays. Poddy onto the sidewall, goes reverse for the flip, off onto the backboard, gets the double touch, and perfectly over all 3 members of the Arctic Foxes team there. You expect Arctic Foxes to deal with that better in defense. They're capable of doing so, and with all 3 members, there's really no excuse. And another attempted double touch, but Poddy doesn't quite have the angle there for his car to get that one. And this is risky, left with very few on defense, but a slow recovery from Arctic Foxes means little chance of a goal to be scored. As I say that, it's going to go center. The ball can't be kept up, put straight down, and Kill and Arctic Foxes trade games early on in this series.
Yeah, that was much better from the boys in orange. You know, we saw most of the passing coming out from that side of the ball. Some great offense there, particularly towards the end from Poddy. Arctic Foxes perhaps would have felt they could have done a bit better on the defensive side. You know, they've faced 7 shots, made 3 saves. Some of the saves were fantastic. Some of the defense being done less than stellar. So I think both teams looking to work on stuff going into game 3.
Yeah, definitely. But it was nice to see all of Kill playing as a team this time. Poddy with the goal and the saves for his team. K3 and Satsuma with the assists coming through. And honestly, you think that if Arctic Foxes are going to pull this back, they've just got to make more use of the passing plays. We see Rista getting an assist. However, Rista didn't really get an assist that game. It was assisted by Satsuma. If anything, Satsuma deserves 2 assists for that entire game, not just a singular one. And if anything, that really was a Kill 3-1 victory. We saw them absolutely dominate Arctic Foxes there. Although Arctic Foxes had a harder run to get to where they are, Kill are showing why they were the initial higher seeds throughout this entire challenger bracket so far. And if Arctic Foxes don't have a response for the way that Kill were playing there, they're just going to struggle completely. But I expect to see a few more infield passes coming through from both teams. I don't think we've seen one yet. And that's really quite rare to see from high-level Rocket League. You expect infield passes, you expect backboard passes, and at the moment we're not getting any. And as I say that, an early one comes through from Wambo John, attempting to find Rista, but can't actually get it to him. And Ro's going to look to try and take this, and he's going to have to do it solo because he is on his own. His other two teammates in the defense. And the first infield pass comes away from Wambo John to Rista, but they just can't capitalize on it. And Poddy's left trying to clear his lines after a K3 pass towards him, and they're able to do so. Rista needs to put it over to Ro. Ro might be up for this, might be waiting, but instead, no, he's back off. And Wambo John there. Ro early in the center, and we said he'd be waiting for it, and he waited a long time for that one. Poddy trying to get it clear, clears it straight into the path of Wambo John. Wambo John gets the 50 with Ro, with Poddy, beats him out, and then gets the pass down to center. And the pass off of the backboard is what has absolutely torn this K3, this kill defense apart so far. And honestly, this was the start that Arctic Foxes needed. They'd had no real passing opportunities yet, and the first one they get, they managed to pull apart kill with it.
Yeah, I think K3 will like to have that one over again. He didn't make contact with what could have been a reachable backboard clear. And he, can't let it get to him because there's still plenty of time left on the clock and they're only down by 1.
Yeah, and a good infield pass coming the way of Arctic Foxes again, but good defense this time from K3, making up for his prior mistake. Poddy just putting it to the left, and Wambo John with a great read here, and he's got every opportunity to take this ball further. He's got 0 boost, trying to get the 50, and the dunk on Satsuma can't do it. A good shot coming from Ro, but it's an easy clear for K3 to get that one. K3 looking to take it high and wide, can't do so. Rista with the clear. Wambo John's on the side already. Rista's going to keep pressuring, and this has left 1 on defense, and Ro needs a good clear and gets it. Wambo needs to pop it over K3 here. Can't manage it, but he's going to get the clear off of the backboard, and a 50 with Poddy going high into the center. 2 up from Arctic Foxes, but it is Ro that wins that 50 and not able to get a pass center. And again, we're getting the repeat of the first 2 games. No real passing opportunities coming in. As I say that, Caster's Curse pass coming through from Wambo to Ro, but Ro cannot finish. Poddy with 0 boost, and this is a dangerous place to be in, but baits out 1, baits out the second, good pass to center, and K3's there, back into the corner. Satsuma needs to put it back in, but doesn't manage it. He's going to try and challenge Wambo, gets the bump on him instead. That's taken Wambo out of play, and a good shot coming through from Poddy, but Ro there for an easy save.
Big bump, K3 can get there if he's quick. Wambo John does very well to avoid that one. Arctic Foxes, looking very good on defense here. They've positioned themselves very well to deal with the Kiel offense, and they're looking like they might be able to catch them on the counter because Kiel are pushing up very high, looking for this equalising goal. Yeah,
and as you say, Kiel are pushing up very high. Arctic Foxes then almost kind of give a little bit of a reply by pushing up equally as far, but more dangerous just because they don't have the boost. But a big miss, as you say, and a good pass centre, and it's an open goal, but Rista has just rushed it a little bit too much there. I don't think he realized the amount of time he had. Wambo with the attempted flip reset there, and now this is dangerous. There's basically nobody left on defense. Wambo John needs to get the clear, but K3, good pass center, and Poddy will be there to finish it off. And Poddy with an easy shot onto the left-hand side of the goal then. This came from a massive overcommit on the side of Arctic Foxes there, but a good pass through from K3, and it's the first real pass we've seen from them as well, breaking down Arctic Foxes to tie up this game at 1 apiece, a minute 50 left, and honestly, this is anyone's game.
Yeah, that was much better from Kiel, and I think, Poddy had less of that goal to aim at than perhaps even he realised, and he did well to place that shot onto the left-hand side. K3 looking to add some flair to the game, but Arctic Foxes seem to have resettled on defence, and they probably won't make that mistake of overcommitting again.
Yeah, definitely, but just as we say that, another overcommit coming their way. For them, Poddy puts it high into his own area, and K3 trying to beat out Rista beating him instead. This is going to go high on the backboard, and Wambo needs to clear to his side. Ro's also up with him, but Wambo with a huge clear, trying to get the block on Poddy, and it's an incredible little block there. Great dump, but nobody prepared for it, nobody willing to risk it, and Ro puts it high, but no one following up, and K3 is going to put it straight into the path of Wambo. He's going to look to put it left. Ro's going to try and get it back in field, but opts for boost. It's a bit too far ahead. And the same pass coming the way from Rista, trying to find Wambo, and it's a good hit there, but Rista pushing up just too much. He was expecting it to go a little bit less far than what it did, and unfortunately for him, it didn't. A good demo coming the way. It's 1 man down on the defense for Arctic Foxes, but they're not able to do anything with it. And Rowe with the follow, a good hit, but K3 with the block, and it's huge. K3 looking to challenge Rister in the corner, doesn't get it. Rowe puts it his side, just taking possession away. But Wambo John there, good clear out.
Getting into the nervy kind of timing where both teams aren't willing to risk a three-man play to try and get this winning goal. They'd rather not lose on the same play coming back their way, so they're not looking for anything too fancy and going for more mechanical single plays rather than big team passes.
Yeah, and as the clock counts down, both teams not really pressuring this ball too much. They're going to happy to let it drop, but Rowe keeping it up, and he's managed to get it to the side, and it was going in, but a bad flick from him means it stays 1-1, and the overtime is coming, and it's unfortunate for them, but Rowe with a good shot, lofting it high, trying to get the top side of the goal, and no one there, but this is a great pass from Rister, but the speed of the follow-up is slow again, and a good pass into middle, and again nobody there from Arctic Foxes, and it just feels like they're attacking with a man at a time, not a team.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. Both teams, when they get the ball in the offensive half, they're showing the other team a lot of respect, and it's stopping them from committing for stuff that they believe the other team will get, and I think so far in this series, they've both been slightly overestimating each other, expecting touches that never come, that then dribble out across the box and could lead to great shots, but no one's there to take them because they believed that the hit was coming.
Yeah, and Satsuma Kush taking it off of the backboard. He's tried to get a pass into centre, but Rowe is there much earlier than any of the Kiel players there. A good hit into centre, and this is going to cause a bit of a problem, but Rister, easy, clear. Poddy and Satsuma both not following where they need to be. And it just seems to be the same story over and over again. As I say that, Poddy with the pre-flip, trying to get that ball towards goal, and K3 is up early, gets it onto the sidewall, and a follow-up from Poddy towards the goal, and Rose there, and pass centre to Satsuma, and this is where they could struggle. It's an overcommit here from Kiel, but fortunately for them, they keep possession. It's gone high. Satsuma's got the boost, but he's going to miss, puts it to the left-hand side. Poddy needs to go up early there to try and get a hit. An attempted block from Wambo, but K3 misses. I don't know if it's intentional. Infield pass. We said it needed to be done, but it just doesn't break up the team this time. And Poddy looking for a bit more of a solo play, isn't going to get it. And the follow-up from K3 a little bit slow. Can't make anything of that ball. Looking to get another touch and another touch. And he's going to look to pop it up in front of goal. But Satsuma slow to the recovery. And that will be cleared for Arctic Foxes. And as I say that, the pressure is just unreal here from K3. An easy pass in, an easy goal for Poddy. And it looked like it was going to come, and it came not a second too soon. K3, with the amount of pressure he'd been putting on in those final seconds, in probably the final 2 minutes, really, Kiel just started that overtime so much stronger, and you do feel sorry for Arctic Foxes. They had the ability to win it just before overtime, but Rowe couldn't quite get the flick high enough, and it's unfortunate. He'd been playing such a strong game, but in the end, the pass coming through from K3 to Poddy, just too much for the Arctic Foxes defense, and Kiel go 2-1 to the good in this best of 7 series.
Yeah, and I mean, the scoreboard tells its own story, doesn't it? Rowe up there at the top of the Arctic Foxes with 7 shots, but he only managed to put 1 of them in. A lot of those would have been lofted clears coming out from the blue side, knocking it downfield, getting the registered shot, but never really testing the Kiel defense. Certainly in the second half of that game, it was all Kiel on the offensive side of the ball, and they made it count, but it took them a while.
Yeah, definitely. And Kiel obviously winning that game out, and they really did so quite easily. Wambo, we expect more shots coming through from him, but that game he had none. Didn't really challenge the Kiel defense too much. Kiel, although they had more saves, they had an equal number of shots to what Rowe had just by himself, and it did feel like Rowe was really pressuring that goal, which is great. It's good to see. But again, the pass is just not there from Arctic Foxes. Kiel, really, the 2 main passes he gets through lead to the 2 goals, and it's just incredible play, really, and it's what we expect to see from Kiel, and we expect to see it in this game 4, because if they continue to play in the way they're playing, I have now no doubt that Kiel are going to win this out. From the first game, I said that it looked like it could be a sweep to Arctic Foxes, but since then, Arctic Foxes have had no response for a Kiel team that aren't suffering with any sort of technical issues. And if they don't pick up their pace, if they don't pick up the speed, if they don't challenge quickly enough, they're going to find a lot of problems.
Yeah, I mean, the Arctic Foxes team started very hot, but the more you watch, the more you think maybe that was more to do with Kiel's unfortunate technical shortcomings than anything else. They haven't looked as hot in games 2 or 3, and you're right, something definitely needs to change for them, because Poddy is really warming up, and you don't want to see that coming towards you in a car that big.
Yeah, and Rowe trying to clear his lines, just missing the little flick that he was trying to get there. He was trying to get a doink, and it goes towards center of the goal. And Rista and Wambo, I don't know what they were doing there. They managed to get the clear, but they looked like they were struggling with it. And Poddy with a great touch towards center. No one following, and probably the right play there. It was too risky to follow that up. It was quite clear Arctic Foxes were going to get a decent hit on that one. And Wambo John clearing his lines, but a good 50 from Poddy, from K3, and Poddy to K3. K3 off of the backboard, and it's an open net. Rowe needs to get it. He does. He's trying to get the boost. Poddy onto the backboard, but K3 with a recently demoed can't really get a play going. As I say that, he gets a good pass onto the backboard, and Wambo clearing the lines quite easily there. Good little bump from K3. I don't know if he meant to do that. I think it was more the bump coming through from Rowe, but it ended up worse off for him. And they're able to get the clear on, and a good pass coming center. And this is the pass in place we wanted to see, but a demo in the midfield coming the way for Arctic Foxes means no pressure coming through from Kiel there.
Yeah, both teams playing better in this game. I think everyone's getting the nerves out of their system, warming up a bit more, and they're now beginning to look for each other. And I think particularly for the Arctic Foxes, that's going to be crucial in dismantling this Kiel defense.
Yeah, and as we say that, a miss coming through from Satsuma. It's not what we expect. And again, it's not really an assisted goal here. Although Rowe gets credit for the pass in was not a good one. Satsuma should be getting that. He knows he should be getting that. Rowe credited with the assist, but real credit goes to Satsuma for the whiff. And Wambo there with the goal, taking it 1-0 to the good for Arctic Foxes, but Kiel can easily bring this back with a good infield pass, and Satsuma doesn't miss that time, but he just manages to miss the goal off on the corner post, and he's gonna feel bad for that. He had his opportunity to make up for the miss, and a big miss coming through again. Poddy and K3 challenging each other there, but nothing coming through for this Arctic Foxes offense.
No, I think they'll want that one over again, because that's going to cost them as K3 levels it, and Arctic Foxes will feel hard done by on that play.
Yeah, they really will, but a slight overcommit, and Rowe going for the boost over the ball. The overcommit looked like it was going to cost Kiel at first, and instead they managed to get back, push the lines back up towards that Arctic Foxes defense, and none of the Arctic Foxes team looked ready to make any sort of save in that play. Easy equalization for Kiel, and they'll be hoping the Arctic Foxes do more of that.
Yeah, I mean, both teams, we say they're warming up, but both teams still making plenty of mistakes. We've seen both goals been gifted by overcommits or defensive problems, and neither team really had a statement play to set out their intentions in this series.
Yeah, definitely. And K3 turning on the spot, challenging early, cutting out that rotation, and Rowe with the save. It's an easy one for him, and K3 is going to be left on his own, and Wambo can't get it over top of him. Great save there from K3, drop back down, but Satsuma in goal, and this is where they run a bit of a risk, but fortunately for Arctic Foxes, limited boost on the way of this Kiel offense. With boost, Wambo taking it out, Rista challenging his own teammate there, making it a bit more difficult, but an easy play coming through from Wambo, and he can't get it. Pass going infield, and Rowe being challenged now by Satsuma and by Poddy, but he manages to keep the ball even with K3. He gets challenged by all three of the Kiel opposition, and not one of them can beat him out there. And Rowe, good clear. Rista trying to put it back down for Rowe, and Rowe's going to get it off the backboard. He's going to get the dunk, but it doesn't matter. Wambo with the follow, but he can't keep it under the crossbar, and it looked like a great opportunity there for Arctic Foxes. Should be converting chances like that, but they just can't. Unfortunate, really. It wasn't even great defensive play from Kiel. It was just okay, but you do expect them to be getting it on target. Poddy making this more difficult for his team than need be, really.
Yeah, Kiel making it more difficult for themselves as a whole. As soon as they're getting the ball, there seems to be a bit of panic. They get the ball on defense and they're just launching it down. There was a moment a couple of plays ago, Satsuma had plenty of time and boost and just launched the ball far away from all of his onrushing attacking colleagues and just couldn't manage to get anything. The ball went straight back to Arctic Foxes, and here they are on the attack again.
Yeah, and that was risky play from K3 going for the demo there. All he's done was just put a player back on defense, but nevertheless took a player out of attack for Arctic Foxes. And an early jump by Satsuma trying to get that block on, and a good pass coming center, but an easy clear for Roe there. And Roe clearing it again. Not many people back now for this kill defense. Rista jumping early, dropping it straight down the way of Poddy though. Poddy, bad little flick there, but fortunately for him, K3 following up quick, and Poddy getting the clear down, allowing this game to go through to overtime in what has been an equally challenged match really from both teams. Both teams making the same sort of mistakes as each other, neither one really looking to punish those as much as we'd expect.
Both teams looking equally good when they play well, but also equally not so good when they don't. They've been making, like you say, very similar mistakes, defensive problems, offensive overcommits, and just wayward passes and clears like that aren't going to anyone. And you have the horrible feeling that this overtime could be decided by a mistake and not a play, but Rista's going to prove me wrong.
Yeah, and Rista coming through with a great little play there. But again, we have to note the fact that it's a solo play. It's a great solo play. I'm not taking any credit away from him. It's a great touch from the sidewall onto the backboard to follow up with that amount of speed to beat out all of the defenders on the kill team is incredible. But they can't continue to play like this if they're going to go through to the finals and win, because they need to get more passing plays through here. There was so few of them, and even the goal that won there, not a passing play. Individually, Rista, Roe, Wambo, absolutely incredible. But at the moment, Kill playing the better team play. But nevertheless, got to give credit there to Roe. Roe, so defensive, absolutely so pivotal to making sure that Kill only stayed on the 1 goal mark. Arctic Foxes winning that 4th game, taking it to 2 apiece, and these guys are just trading. It's great to see. We never like to see a shutout because we know what these two teams are capable of, and we know that they're on about equal footing, really.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to see. It's nice to see some good plays coming out from both teams, but we want to see a few less mistakes coming out from them both, because at the moment, every single game in this series has almost been decided by poor defensive mistakes or poor offensive mistakes. Yeah. Even with this one, Arctic Fox's first goal came the way of a really bad miss on Satsuma's half. A goal in the last game actually came the way of Satsuma's side flip into the wall, and it's just unreal.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's easy to say, of course, that these teams aren't looking as hot as perhaps we've seen them. But of course, there's going to be a key part that nerves plays in that. And also, it's easy to forget that these teams probably aren't that warm. We saw it last night. Hearts playing Oxford. Hearts looked average at best, I think it's fair to say, in that series. They weren't connecting properly. They weren't getting the team plays. They could have been either of tonight's teams, really, with the efforts for solo goals that can come off sometimes and look great when they do, but team play's not working. And then they came into their second series and absolutely steamrolled it with the team plays. And so you think that these teams, of course, they look like they might not do well in the final, but if they find themselves to get into their groove, then anything's possible.
Yeah, and an early pressure coming the way of Kill there. Good bump onto Wambo, but nothing really happening. And to get the clear. Finds instead the nose of an Arctic Foxes player, but a good infield pass to K3, and he's going to look for the double touch, but Wambo getting the clear, but it's going to be cleared straight to Satsuma, and this is the kind of pressure that is damaging, and he almost puts it into his own net there. But Roe, arguably great clear, because I tell you something, none of the Kill players were expecting that. We definitely weren't expecting it, so no one on the follow-up.
Yeah, I think harsh words from his teammates there. I think Rowe probably gave everyone on the pitch a minor heart attack watching. That certainly gave me a bit of a shock watching that one cannon off the inside of the post. But you're right, did the job. He'll be claiming he meant it, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Yeah, definitely. And a nice little clear coming from Poddy. But a good demo is unfortunately going to leave them on defense anyway. It means they've got Poddy back there to make the save, but a big miss coming out from him. Rista, I don't think he realized that Wambo was following up there, who had the open goal to shoot at. Instead, opts to take it himself, and this communications almost seems to be the downfall at the moment of this Arctic Foxes team. They had an easy opportunity there to score, but instead the wrong player following up that play, and Satsuma's going to get an easy clear, but Ro with a great block. He can't finish it, but Wambo is able to find the top corner off of a great pass onto the corner, saying that it's not really a pass, it's more just of a block, but it's a great block nonetheless. Wambo hitting it into the ground, bounce shot into the top right corner. None of the Kiel team able to stop that. It's 1-0 to Arctic Foxes.
Yeah, and I think Rista will be happy that Wambo John turned up to save him from that, because that was a pretty big miss on the first attack at that ball coming out of the corner. But Arctic Foxes have their lead, and it doesn't really matter how they've got it. They want to keep it now.
Yeah, and it did come the way of what is arguably a great play, but the pass coming through to K3. And honestly, the Arctic Foxes team there were just not expecting that at all. It was a hit downfield from Satsuma to K3. The push-up coming slightly too early there from Rista. Rista caught off guard, and it was just an easy goal to be scored by K3. Great little redirect, though. Credit to him, the speed at which he reacted to that ball. It didn't look like he'd be able to react quickly enough. He proves us all wrong and does so in spectacular fashion. 1-1, 2 minutes 40 remaining.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, so far this series, that's probably the best passing play we've seen. It was fluid. K3 got onto it quickly. Didn't get back to that one in time, unfortunately. Key bumps from the Arctic Foxes boys. Let's Rista in on an empty net.
Yeah, and this comes the way of Rista, but Ro, credit to him for the bump. But Satsuma again with the miss on defense, leaving Rista to have a practically open net to score out once Ro clears out that defender. They might only have one assist on the board, but I think Ro deserves some credit for assisting that goal. Without him, that's an easy save to be made. The bump not expected, and we're just hoping to see Kiel try and reset and just play a little bit stronger and a little bit faster. But a good pass coming the way of Poddy towards center. No one following up for Kiel anyway. And a good little touch from Ro, like you say, coming out there. And Satsuma needing to get back for this.
Yeah, Kiel have had moments of brilliance, but on the whole haven't looked like the team we've seen for most of this season. But the same could be said of Arctic Foxes. I think both teams taking their time settling in. Nerves definitely playing a factor at this late stage in the tournament, but they're both generally beginning to look a bit better as time goes by.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously Arctic Foxes, they know they're so strong. This is where we expect to see passing plays coming out, though. Yes, K3 opting for a solo play there. Satsuma, perfect prime position. K3 had the opportunity to make the pass. It's not as if he couldn't get the angle. He could have, but a good pass there over to Poddy. K3 finally opting for that pass play, not going solo, not trying to get a read off of the backboard or getting it towards him. Poddy with a great follow-up into the top-hand corner, bouncing down into the net, and no one on Arctic Fox is able to save that. Great play, 2 apiece, a minute 25 remaining.
That's fantastic placement from Poddy to get that past the on-rushing Wambo John. It's amazing shot placement, and they'll be happy with that, because I feel like on the balance of play in the last minute or so, Kiel might have felt like they deserved that equalising goal.
Yeah, definitely. And Poddy with the attempted flick over. I don't think he meant to get it, but it could have been great. To be honest, I don't think he could get out of the way quickly enough for that one. Came straight down to him, but almost a great play for him. He's going to look to try and get it center from this play, instead baiting out Ro. I don't think he's got the boost. He's going back for it instead. Going to make a turn, going to try and get a big clear, and does so. And it's good to Satsuma. Satsuma off onto the sidewalk, going to look to get another, and K3 following up early, looking for a double, but can't get it, and the follow-up not quite there for Kiel in that play. But at the moment, Kiel are pressuring this defense. Poddy with the attempted backboard, trying to get a block on as well. Can't get it, and he's picked up his pace so much since these first 2 games, and Kiel are finally starting to play as if they are a team.
Yeah, it's been much better from them so far, and I think one of the key differences we've seen in this game is Kiel getting the boost starvation back up and running again. As soon as they get into the offensive side, they'll be going for their boosts, they'll be trying to get them back out onto the defense, and it's worked out well for them here as an overcommit from Arctic Foxes puts Kiel up with 7 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and it's a great hit there from K3. He doesn't look for the goal again. We said that was his problem earlier on in the play, not opting to pass to Satsuma. And since then, 2 passes infield to Poddy off of the backboard, and he is definitely listening to us. The 2 passes led to 2 easy goals, and it looks like it might be a 4th just to definitely seal this game up. K3 challenging early, getting the ball down, and we see the game going the way of Kiel, 3-2 in the series. But honestly, they've been trading games so closely. Arctic Foxes still have every opportunity to get back into this one.
Yeah, but in a best of 7 like this, game 5 is often one of the ones you really don't want to lose, because now Arctic Foxes backs against the wall. They need to win 2, and they haven't looked solid enough to get through 2 whole games without making any mistakes so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they'll be hoping, especially Kiel will be hoping to keep the same level of play up that they've already done. Satsuma credited with the pass through to K3 earlier in the match, but it was very fast and it was very risky. K3 almost didn't manage to get the touch on it, but instead gets a perfect touch, redirects it perfectly into the net. But it feels as if both Kiel, and Arctic Foxes have a player on their team that, as harsh as it sounds, isn't quite playing to the level that we know they're capable of playing. That's Satsuma and Wambo. Wambo, 1,800 player, solid 1,800 player as well. We know he's incredible. Since he's come into that roster, I think only a few weeks ago, he has shown us that Arctic Foxes are capable of playing at the highest level. This is a roster they'll be looking to keep going into next NSE season, and they just have the potential to pull off some quite spectacular feats. They haven't had that much time to develop team chemistry, but they're still showing us that they're capable of playing. But Wambo just needs to involve himself, and Satsuma needs to try and make a few less mistakes. He needs to play a bit more calm. Everything he's doing at the moment feels a little bit rushed.
Yeah, both teams, I think it's safe to say, not achieving the heights that we've seen them achieve so far. Certainly from Arctic Foxes, of course, coming into this on the back of a defeat that they administered upon Brighton, they'd be feeling like they could be playing a bit better. That series was close, and so is this one, and I think they'll have every hope in themselves to get the next 2 games and take the win.
Yeah, definitely. Arctic Foxes only obviously beaten out Brighton 4-3, but K3 with a good flick, and Satsuma with the follow-up, and we said he needed to improve. He did. Great pass through to K3 initially. K3, this time, he does actually opt to go for goal still, but Satsuma is chasing that up. Can see the defender's going to get it. Pops it straight underneath that man, and it's a goal to the good in under 30 seconds, and I think this might be the earliest we've seen a goal scored this series so far.
They came out the gates hot there, the Kiel boys, and I think they'll be very happy with that as the insurance goal, because obviously now all they need to do is not concede, and the series is theirs in 6.
Yeah, definitely. And a good pass coming infield from Satsuma to Poddy. And this is the kind of play we really want to see. But unfortunately for him, Rowe trying to get the pass into center. He can see neither of his team is there. Maybe he should have opted for the solo play. And K3 this time bailing out of that. Didn't quite have the boost to follow it up. And Poddy with a good clear into his own side. But Satsuma with the miss. And this is going into a risky area. And Rowe is up early. He's trying to drop it under the crossbar. And he can't do it.
No, they might live to regret that one, the Arctic Foxes. That was a very good chance. Dropped it onto the crossbar, was just inches in it, but that's the best chance they've had so far at equalising this match.
Yeah, definitely. And K3 trying to air dribble this out. No real reason to. He's just bailed out instead. He doesn't really have the boost. He doesn't have the team pressuring with him there. And Rowe will be allowed to get a mild counter-attack, and it goes over the Poddy, but K3 there to defend that early, and it was a great decision to rotate back onto defense from K3. We were just saying how he didn't need to follow it, and he didn't. Opted to go back, and he's there to make a critical save. Poddy just being out Satsuma there. Maybe Satsuma's ball. I don't think Poddy quite needed to challenge that, but nevertheless does so. Gets a little bit of the pressure taken off of this Kiel team, and Rowe trying to put it back on a follow-up from Wambo. Is going to see it going into the corner. He's trying to get a second, can't get it. Rowe with the block, but it goes straight back towards this Arctic Foxes defense.
Yeah, they're having some good ideas, but the execution isn't quite there. And when they do get a pass across the middle, as we've seen a couple times this game, there's invariably no one believing in it enough to be there. Although Rowe committed to that one this time, and he gets his reward. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and we said that Wambo needed to pick up his play. We saw what he was capable of, and he did that in, I think it was game 3 as well, getting a great pass over K3 in off of the backboard, straight onto the roof of Rowe that time, and he's done it again this time. Hits it around the sidewall, pass off of the back wall to Rowe, and he's done it again, but nobody there to follow up this time, and Poddy is there trying to get the block and the double. He can't get it, and the follow-up has missed from K3, and that is kills to throw away. They should be scoring there. Rista trying to flick it over the top, but honestly, Kill, they're not going to be happy with that. They know they should have scored.
Yeah, that's really one that they might come back to look on and wonder what could have happened, because really at 1-1, there's no reason to commit as third man for a start, but there shouldn't be reason to commit as third man because the second man should have scored. That's going to be a heartbreaker for Kiel.
Definitely, and it goes over the top. A good demo is going to leave a pass through on the backboard, but Satsuma just yeeting the ball upfield, should we say, and it's to absolutely nobody. Wambo John needing to come and save this. K3 could pass off of the backboard. Poddy trying to get the block on, doesn't do so. It's now going to be a 2v1, but fortunately for them, Satsuma, they're a little bit more clinical than he's been in that first game, and a good hit over the back, but Rowe there, easy save for him. Good infield pass, and this is a bit risky because it goes straight toward Rowe.
Yeah, but Rowe again, he had plenty of time, didn't have much boost, but he had so much time to get to that ball and saw Wambo definitely going off down to the left-hand side. Just couldn't quite make what was a relatively simple pass and could have let Wambo in with a really fast shot. But it might not matter because Arctic Foxes seem to be on the offense again.
Yeah, Arctic Fox is on the offense, and a demo means that they are immediately put back onto defense. Poddy trying to look to get it high and widen, a double commit coming the way of Arctic Foxes, but it doesn't matter. The follow-up a little bit too slow there from Kill, and Satsuma looking to put it off onto the side. He knew Poddy was there, clearly the comms were there, and double jump him, but Poddy can't get it, and Rowe with straight to Poddy, an attempted pass that was almost great. He's going to look to try and put it center to Poddy, but instead Satsuma can't get it on target, but the demo coming through, and Poddy with the 0 boost, not able to follow up. He thought mid boost was there, went for it, and instead takes himself out of the play in doing so.
Yeah, and Wambo got that midfield boost, but the clear's gone over his head, so it won't make much difference unless Rowe and Rista can tag team this one out. That's a huge miss, and it's just gone all the way in from Rowe. I don't think anybody expected it to make that far.
Definitely, and again, we've had a repeat of every game so far. Another defensive mistake here. Satsuma is in goal. It doesn't matter if you think K3's got it. You've got to be prepared to jump and stop that angle. He's not there. He's not ready. And unfortunately, it leads to the goal, and it's going to be a potential third, but can't get it on target. This is going to allow a bit of an opportunity to score, but put straight down. Arctic Foxes tie up the series 3 apiece, and we could be seeing a 4-3 to Arctic Foxes again if they continue the relentless pressure they gave that game. At Wambo stepping up where he wasn't before. This time Rista taking a little bit of a seat in the back, and honestly, Rowe has looked dominant for this Arctic Foxes team throughout every series he's played in so far. He's looked the strongest of all their team members, and we were almost expecting that to be Wambo.
Yeah, definitely. But Kiel, I think there's cause for concern here. That miss on the last few seconds would have been a bit of a mental landmine. They will want to try and reset, but it's incredibly hard to do, especially in such a crucial Game 7 coming up. And I think if they don't get a fast start, if they concede early, they could crumble here.
Yeah, they really could. Obviously, we know what Arctic Foxes need to do more of. They need to do more passing. We've said it from game 1. Both teams need to try and pass it more, and Kiel did that. Kiel are finally getting some passes going. K3, admittedly, the pass that he ended up getting credited for that game was an attempted shot, but regardless of that, Satsuma, great follow-up, something he wasn't doing in the first maybe 5 games, and he's finally done it in game number 6, but we need to see more of it. It needs to be more consistent passes, but honestly, if K3 can make these passes work, then they have every opportunity to win this game out in quite substantial fashion, really, because they looked like they had plenty of opportunities to score. We saw a great infield pass coming the way of K3, but Poddy didn't have the boost to follow that one up, and it was perfect. And another infield coming in, and it's an early shot from Satsuma off of the kickoff, but it's an easy one for Wambo to save, and now it's dangerous, but That was a great block there. Not sure who it was. I don't know if it was K3 or Poddy there. But even so, a great block coming the way of Kill. And this is dangerous now. Rista with the follow, but K3 just putting his body in the way there. A good little demo is going to mean the Arctic Foxes don't have that much to attack with. Rista trying to put it center, and this is where it's risky. Rowe getting a great save. Patience needed for that one. And Rowe clear off of the backboard again. And at the moment, he looks like he's just going from side to side, trying to stop it. The minute he gets taken out of defense,
Wambo.
it's risky. And an attempted demo coming through from K3, but can't get it. And Wambo's able to get a good clear on that one.
Wambo John did very well there to get around that, avoid the bump, and still get back to the ball. Kill, again, perhaps could have pressured that a bit more. They saw that he was near the ball, but then he ducked into his own goal to avoid the bump, and no one pushed in to follow up. A key dunk there could have got Kill the lead.
Yeah, and Rowe trying to put it high and over the top there, but Satsuma, easy clear for him. Satsuma putting it center, trying to go for this solo play now. K3 getting demoed, was looking for a follow-up, same as what Satsuma did, and a double demo coming the way of Rowe. Was looking for K3 again, couldn't quite find him, and it means play is shut down. No one helping Wambo on the attack there. Good pass center, and Poddy trying to get the hit on, and K3 looking to follow this back up, hits it high onto the backboard, and Wambo John with an easy clear.
Yeah, both teams just sort of feeling each other out. They don't want to do anything too rash because, of course, this is crucial game 7. They only have one more chance at this, and they don't want to make any silly mistakes. So I think both teams playing a bit more cautiously than we've seen.
Yeah, definitely. And Poddy looking to get the 50. 50 goes high. K3 early, and this is a good opportunity, but easy clear for him again, and that is really summing up this final game. It's easy shot and easy clear for both teams.
Yeah, neither team really willing to commit a third man, but neither team would need to, because again, the passing plays aren't really coming out, at least not successfully on either side of the ball. They're looking for these solo plays like Rowe's going for here, and it could be spectacular, but I think they might have more success with some infield passes.
Yeah, definitely. And Rowe, although he opts for the solo play, maybe in situation was the correct decision. No one following up the potential here, and this is where Rowe is dangerous, and he's baited out Satsuma. He's got him to the left-hand side. Satsuma just pushing up a little bit too far, drives slightly forward. He allows the back of that goal to be open. He gets the save initially, but Rowe following up gets the block on, and it is great. Arctic Foxes taking the lead with 2 minutes 15 now remaining, and Kill just look like they're struggling. The passing plays that we saw in the past few games just not there anymore.
Yeah, I don't envy Satsuma in the position he found himself there, left behind by his teammates, low on boost. It would have been very hard for him to make anything out of it, but Rowe did well to get the dunk in, to get it into the bottom left, but don't think it's over yet for this Kiel team.
Definitely not, but with zero boost there for that play, Poddy wasn't able to get anything impressive, and K3 needing to rotate back as well. They've now got boost on this play.
That's
and
a
it's
good
the
pass.
perfect pass. And this is what we said that Arctic Foxes needed to do, and instead Kill continuing to do it. And it comes from K3 to Poddy again, and it's the, I think, 4th time maybe these two have had the same sort of link-up play. Good infield pass coming from K3 toward Poddy, and Poddy with an easy shot into the bottom left-hand corner, but all credit goes to that pass. It was incredible. Poddy following up again though, and it was just great. And K3 looking to have a repeat. He's trying to get those passes back into center. Satsuma cutting out the play in the midfield, and K3's going to look for a block, and it goes center to Poddy again. And it's the same play we just saw a second ago. We said we might see it again, and the casters have come to fruition here. K3, great block on, gets a pass off onto the backboard. Even with all 3 defenders in that goal, no one able to stop the power of the Merc coming through, and Poddy makes it 2-1 in what looked like an Arctic Foxes game, but an open net here, and Rowe not putting it on target. A little bit more time, a little bit more patience. Could have seen that being a relatively easy goal there, but instead Arctic Foxes are now going to be left trying to defend this play, and it's going to be difficult for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, time, of course, really not on their side now as we approach the final minute. They need something, and Poddy isn't going to let them have it. Now they need to.
And this time, K3 pushing it over, trying to get the block onto Wambo. Doesn't get it, but it falls perfectly for Satsuma. And this time it's Satsuma to Poddy. And Poddy is just always so scary in that midfield. He sat there so constantly waiting for his team, knowing full well that he is more than possible to get these goals. And they're just allowing him the time in that midfield to take these shots. And you just can't do that. 3-1, and it looks like there could be more goals yet.
Yeah, Arctic Foxes are going to need some minor miracle to get this game back into contention, because Kiel have played the best they have all series, and this game 7 looks pretty much wrapped up at this stage.
But this looks like it could be a fourth, but Satsuma not quite quick enough to find that one. Poddy needing to challenge, instead backs off. I'm not sure if he's got any boost at this point. He does seem to have a little bit, but K3 looking to bait out the attack here from Arctic Foxes, pushing it left-hand side for Satsuma. Satsuma, great hit. He's going to try and doink this, but doesn't manage to get it. And Poddy going high off the backboard. Attempted solo play, and he's done it onto the backboard. And this is a absolute wipeout here. Poddy high off onto the backboard. Nobody jumping early enough for that Arctic Foxes team. I don't think it would have mattered either way. Poddy with a great shot there, and all 4 goals coming the way of Poddy this game, and he has been absolutely dominant.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic display from Poddy. Rista gets 1 back, but with 5 seconds left, they're not going to get 2 more. Poddy has almost single-handedly handed Kiel this victory.
Yeah, definitely, and it feels a little bit like a consolation goal. And in chat, Rista typing comeback, K3 with the no. And we know this comeback just isn't happening. A major mess up would have had to have happened on that kickoff that I had to have pretty much missed. And as time counts down, the clock runs out, and the clock has also run out for Arctic Foxes. They beat the first seed in the quarterfinals, I think it was, but this semi-finals, they're unable to beat a dominant Kiel team. At the moment, Kiel have beaten all of the teams they've played, and they've done it in great fashion. This game, Arctic Foxes holding them to a 7-game series, and we are hoping to see as high a quality match from Rocketeers and University of Birmingham. But honestly, Achano, in that final game, did you think Arctic Foxes potentially had the chance to win that?
From pretty much the moment Kiel scored their second goal, I thought, unless they reverted to a previous game Kiel, they had that in the bag, and Poddy proved me incredibly right. I mean, all 4 goals, Kiel put up 10 shots. I think that's only happened a handful of times on either team so far this series. And, you know, that was all they needed. They just needed confidence. Poddy got a couple of great goals, and it gave him the confidence to go for more, and that's exactly what he got.
Yeah, definitely. And unfortunate to Arctic Foxes, we will be waving goodbye to them, but this isn't the final chapter in this story for this Arctic Foxes team, because this is going to be a scary roster to come up against next season. If they continue to play together, if they continue to build the team chemistry that we know they're capable of having, they are going to challenge even the best teams. Teams like Portsmouth, like Nottingham Trent, like Loughborough, like Lancers, they're all going to be challenged really strongly by this Arctic Foxes team the minute they start playing more together. But for now, we're going to be taking a short break where we will be seeing the Rocketeers facing off against University of Birmingham to decide who is playing Kiel in this final game. So don't go anywhere. We won't be long. I know both teams will want to play as soon as possible. Stay with us, stay tuned, and have a short break. Grab a drink, do what you need to do.
feel your touch like ice, tracing all my scars. Why does it hurt on the inside? It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you, you break me, but something about it makes us so, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold. I break you break me, holding our love in chains of gold. Frozen in my dream, I can't escape the thoughts of you. If I try to leave, when I'm with you I can't move. It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you break me, but something about it makes us whole, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold. I break you break me, holding our love in chains of gold. I break you break me, holding our love in chains of gold.
All I wanna do is circle round around you and watch these moments fall back into place. All I wanna do is to make you stop and love me. How can I be blue when you catch me in these feelings like okay. I love you, I do need you, I do, I do need you, I love you, I do need you, oh, I love you, I do need you, oh, I love you, I do need you, I do.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the NSE Spring Championship semi-finals of University of Birmingham Just Smile versus Rocketeers. We saw a great performance from both Kiel and Arctic Foxes in the last game. A few mistakes from both teams, but unfortunately for Arctic Foxes, Kiel just managing to beat them out, the more dominant team in the end. But Arctic Foxes look like they have every opportunity to win it. Sorry to disappoint the people on stream. My face cam is not working. It's as simple as that. We used a different software beforehand to cope with my face cam, but this time we're using Discord. Discord is just not having any of it. I'm lagging. It's better to see a beautiful smile than a non-beautiful lagging image of me.
1 frame per second and they'll stop motion kill sync that we'd be watching.
Yeah, definitely. So trust me, it's better. But in this game, coming back to it, Rock N Tears have been great throughout this entire series. Quite surprising, really, because I don't think anybody expected them to get to where they were. They've got arguably probably one of the biggest ranges of MMR out of any of the teams that are currently in the semifinals. Kiri being the really dominant player, and it just... He is going to need to perform. He's going to need to try and involve his team, but he's also going to need to trust his team. That's one of the problems we see from a lot of the high-level players. They don't trust the lower-level players in their team as much as maybe they should. But University of Birmingham, they scrim a lot, they play a lot together, and they are completely aware of each other's play style. Choco, Dust, Matty, and Crown, as I've said before, they all scrimmed myself and 2 of the other Lankers A team yesterday, and they looked dominant. They were making only a few mistakes, much fewer than we saw Keel and Arctic Foxes making. And if they continue to do that, then they're going to they're going to probably beat out this Rock N Tears team. But Achunal, any predictions on this one?
Oh, just you need to stop asking me. I think the one prediction I can make with a fair amount of confidence is that these teams will play as teams much more than in the last series we've just watched. We'll be getting more passing plays. I couldn't predict a winner, but it will, I think, come down to who can pull off the passing plays more consistently and efficiently.
Yeah, definitely. And to get here, Rock N Tears beating out Loughborough Lions. Loughborough Lions being the 2nd seed, Rock N Tears being the 7th. And then we've got the University of Birmingham just small beating out 3 trebles, which is Newcastle, which is the 3rd seed. So both teams beating out really strong opponents to get here. And I think for now, we're ready to jump straight into this match. These teams have been waiting long enough now, and it's going to be a good start. We're going to see a lot of good plays from these guys. We've spoken about University of Birmingham before. Their play style very much tends to be have one man in the backfield ready to get the clears out. We said the passing plays are Rock N Tears strong points, and they started off doing just that. Good infield pass, but shut down perfectly by University of Birmingham here.
Yeah, well, I've decided that my favourite player on this pitch is Choco because he's driving a Batmobile, but he didn't quite make the perfect touch on that clear. They have both had probably about as many flashes of brilliance so far as both the other 2 teams in our last series did in the first game. They're looking like passing plays are the order of the day. Choco goes up for that, and he'll keep the blue offence going. Crown gets the demo, but the offence will continue regardless.
Yeah, and a great infield pass coming the way from Choco to Dutch Matty, but Matty quite expecting that to be coming so perfectly to him. Now, this is where Choco can sometimes be most dangerous, but without the boost, he's not going to opt to go for any sort of play here. He does often go for a lot of flicks, a lot of solo plays, but a good pass coming from Choco to Dutch Matty. We said it happened at the start. They get a lot of big clears from the backfield, and somebody's always waiting upfield for it, and the first goal they score is exactly that. And Choco to Dutch Matty. Dutch Matty with a great shot into the top corner, and nobody on that Rock N Tear side able to save it. And this is what we expected to see early on from Birmingham.
Yeah, at 125 kph, nobody on most sides is going to be able to save that. So I think they'll be happy with that. But Kiri will be happy with that as well. 1-1.
Yeah, and it's 2 passes coming away from both teams right now. Microphone had no intention to follow this one up. Passes it off onto the backboard. Knows Kiri's following, and it is a great pass. It's worth noting as well, Microphone wasn't initially going to be playing today. It was going to be Ali. I'm just going to call him Ali, just because I'm not entirely sure of the full name. I think it's Ali Ame or whatever it is. But they switch out both Microphone and Ali every single week, but this week Ali not able to play, Microphone being the sub, and the first thing he does is a great pass through to Kiri, and it just shows that even their subs are highly capable players, great vision, and just great passing plays altogether.
Yeah, to have 4 players who can slot together in 2 different configurations and make plays like this is even more impressive, because as we saw, Keel and Arctic Fox's teams play almost entirely with each other at university level, and they weren't connecting these passing plays as well as either of these teams have so far.
It definitely. Microphone just allowing Kiri to take this. Kiri just trying to pop it into the center for one of his teams, but nobody can find the contact with that ball there. And Dutch Matty does have a little bit of boost, a great 50, but Microphone there to bail out his team, and a demo coming from all-rounder is a great one at that. But Dutch Matty, opportunity to score into the top corner. Microphone there again to defend, and the rotation is on point for both of these teams so far. Good flick onto the crossbar, and then a
Huge miss.
yeah, huge opportunity there for Crown to get that goal. Doesn't hit an all-rounder with the bump. He can see Dutch Matty's going to get it, and this is the kind of solo plays we expect to see from Choco. Tries to get it in, and a shot coming through from Crown. He had the opportunity to pass onto the backboard, and that is rare that we see those kind of things happening from Birmingham. They will usually opt for the pass, instead goes for the solo play, and it's just meant that no play coming through, and they need to look for a few more passes if they're going to be pulling apart this team of Rocketeers.
Yeah, but both teams certainly looking solid. I think the extra time they'll have had to warm up compared to our first semi-finalists has done them the world of good. They've got the jitters out of their system. They don't have the pressure of being first up. And I think having watched the teams and seen Kiel come out on top, they'll be ready to play their best game, because certainly if Kiel come out looking like they did in the last game of their series, either of these teams would have plenty on their hands.
Yeah, definitely. All-rounder with a good save there, just popping it over to his own, allow play to develop.
Great
A good
pass.
infield pass to Crown, and Choco is up early trying to get the shot, but Kiri with a good backflip save. All-rounder trying to bait out that Birmingham team, trying to fake that he's got zero boost, and Choco can't quite get the goal there. Good block from Microphone, and All-rounder up early, stopping play developing, putting it back into his corner, and Crown putting it into center, and the pressure coming through here from Birmingham is relentless, and Kent are just trying to deal with this, trying to get the save, but an attempted bump onto the final man, and this is where play gets risky, but Choco up early there to block in the midfield, not allowing any sort of attacking play coming through from Kent.
Yeah, but this passing from Birmingham here has been absolutely fantastic. Some of the best we've probably seen all season. And I think if they can keep this up for 4 games, sooner or later they'll be managing to break down this Kent defence.
Yeah, an all-rounder there with the miss. Choco's going to look to come back in, looks for the pass over to Dutch Matty, but Dutch Matty can't get the contact on it, and a man taken out of the play in Crown, and Kiri still trying to keep this pressure alive and going. An attempted cut out of the infield pass from Crown, but a double commit coming the way of Kent means they've got nobody left in attack, and now it's gone from from Birmingham putting on all of the pressure to now Kent putting on the pressure, and Dutch Matty needs to get this clear, so, and he's going to look for the flick. He's still got the boost to keep going, doesn't use it, trying to pop it up onto the crossbar for Choco to follow up. A good centre field pass coming through. Kiri, an all-rounder, double committing again, and Choco's going to look to keep pressure up. Instead, drops it for Dutch Matty, and Choco's got the opportunity to shoot, but instead Microphone takes it high, and Crown passing it left. He's going to look for a repass coming through, but Choco doesn't make contact in overtime in the first game of the series.
Well, both teams really putting on a show here. The passing from Birmingham we've seen more of, but Kent have shown that they can do it too, and I think good play is what's needed from Kent to get out of it, but they weren't given the time. Choco finishes it off with just 9 seconds on the clock. Awkward open net. Kent won't want to see that happen again if they can avoid it, but
yeah, definitely.
Plenty of time left.
Yeah, the play coming the way of Choco there, and the pass coming out from Kiri, not the greatest one. He doesn't relieve the pressure. Always pressuring in that Batmobile, and it's so dangerous when he does. Pops it onto the sidewall and then just gets an easy shot past Microphone. And to take the series like that, it almost feels hard done by Kent there. They were playing such a strong game. Microphone, 6 saves in that series, but it's still not enough to keep out Birmingham, and Birmingham take the first game.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, yes, it wasn't the way they would have wanted to lose that game. It probably wasn't the way, if you can say such a thing, that Birmingham would have wanted to win it. One of their passing plays coming off would have been much more satisfying, but 12 shots, I can't even do maths, to 3. 12 shots to 3 for Birmingham in that first game tells its own story, really. I think they're deserving winners of this game one.
Yeah, it really does. But as we said before the game, when I said that we'd screamed them, I said one of the problems that Birmingham had was their defensive rotations and just their defensive plays in general. The positioning wasn't quite there, and they showed it this game as well. Positioning wasn't there to stop the goal from Rocketeers, and with 3 shots, 33% shot accuracy, 12-2, that's just not the kind of percentages you really want to see from either team, to be honest.
Definitely not. And I mean,
You know, still plenty of time. We're on best of sevens all night tonight, so they've got plenty of chances to get it back. And with just 1 second gone in game 2, all-rounders trying to make a statement.
Yeah, an all-rounder. It's not even a fast kickoff. It's just that Crown dodges the wrong way. A ghost hit coming out there, but it doesn't matter. Goes straight into an open net, and it's a bad start for Birmingham. They really don't want that. They struggled in the last game just to beat out this Kent team anyway. But Choco with the air dribble, and this is where he's dangerous. Can't quite get it over the top of Microphone. The Microphone's defensive capabilities coming out again in this second game so early on.
Fantastic attempt from Choco there, and I think this is the first team we've seen so far to be able to leverage both individual skill and team passing plays. This Kent team are going to have to do some fantastic work to keep them at bay for the rest of this game too.
Yeah, they really are. And the pass coming through from Crown, trying to get it out onto his corner wall, not able to do so. All-rounder into try and punish this again, but instead opts for the boost steal. Crown taking it high. This is going to go center up early as all-rounder, but he's missed, and Kiri there to bail him out. Microphone again trying to challenge in that center field. He really doesn't want play to continue, and a good pass from Choco towards the midfield, but I believe that was Dutch Matty not able to convert.
Yeah, I think even Dutch Matty wasn't expecting the speed at which that ball came down from the roof from Choco there, but it was a fantastic attempt, and I think when these passing plays really start clicking, Kent are going to have trouble dealing with them.
Yeah, they really are, but likewise, Birmingham will also struggle dealing with Kent's passing plays once Kent actually gets started, because at the moment, they're not really making too many. Choco trying to put it on, trying to get play into the center field, not able to. Crown cutting it out early. Kiri passed to center for Microphone, but it's too far for him. Microphone with the backflip just to ensure he's ready to get back onto defense. And this is where Birmingham can become dangerous. The commits and the overcommits here from Kent can leave them in a worrying position. But as I say that, Kiri can't keep it under the corner of the crossbar, and this is risky now. They're on the back foot. Dutch Matty's going to try and play it high, and Choco almost getting the redirect there, and he's going to try it and do it again, but all-rounder clearing it out, and Dutch Matty needing to try and keep this play alive, but it's not a great pass. One of the first bad passes they've made really this series, but a miss coming through from Microphone, and it's all-rounder and Kiri stuck on defense, putting it high into the middle for Choco, but Choco trying to get the block on Kiri, doesn't manage it, and play goes towards Kent's offense now.
It's the first time so far this game that Kent have cleared a ball to an on-rushing player. They've been getting a little bit panicked on defense and knocking balls out, and a couple of times it's worked for them. The balls ended up in the hands of an offensive on-rushing player, but most of the time they've just been giving the ball straight back to Birmingham, and if they can look for people more on their clears, I think it'll serve them very well.
Yeah, and Choco trying the backflip there, trying to keep play alive. He does so, but a double commit in the corner here. And Dutch Matty trying to go for the block, gets it higher, and he's going to look again for the centre pass to Crown, and he does. But Crown blocked by Microphone. And Microphone again coming out so dominant on this defense. 2 critical saves that he's made now that have kept Kent in this second game.
That was a much better attempt from all-rounder to take the ball out. He was unlucky not to do
Better with that than he did, I think. He got one baited in and managed to get the ball out, but just ran out of boost on the second 50. But much better than just launching the ball downfield and hoping that it doesn't come back, because against this Birmingham team, I think it will, until it won't. 2-0, Kiri gets another gift.
Yeah, and Choco here, this is a bad pass from him, a bad misplay. Dutch Matty, though, should be getting that. Absolutely no reason he should. I think he thought Kiri was following up a bit quicker, was expecting to be placed behind him, but instead, Kiri quite slow to it. Dutch Matty slow as well, and it's not the defensive play we expect to see, but we've said it before and we'll say it again. It was their problem coming into this game, and it looks like they haven't quite fixed it, but a great pass from Choco to Crown off of that backboard. It's the second time he's done it. Dutch Matty to Choco, Choco to Crown, Crown to the back of the net, an all-rounder, nothing he can do. Great team play there, and this is where Birmingham are pulling apart Kent at the moment.
Well, I think, as a neutral, Birmingham are a fantastic team to watch, because on offense, anything can happen, and on defense, anything can go wrong. Of course, if you're a fan of this Birmingham team, it's absolutely heart-stopping to watch at times, because they just can't seem to get it sorted out on defense. But for us, this is going to make a brilliant set of games where it's going to be whoever can score the most that takes the victory.
Definitely. And a double commit coming the way of Dutch, Matty, and Choco, and Crown trying to get back onto offense, but All-Rounder has popped it high, and Microphone definitely there to channel Crown, needing to get the block, but it's just hit high instead. And Dutch Matty needs to try and solo play this potentially, but hasn't got the angle to do so, nor the boost. And this is now going to be left for Kent to try and attack. And it's a 3-on-1. Choco is lethal with his flicks and his 1v1 play. He is arguably the best 1v1 player on this Birmingham team. He knows when to flick, he knows when to play, he knows when to pass. Microphone, also arguably the best defender on this Kent team. The best 1v1 players that we have here, and Choco with the goal. It's not his strongest flick, but it's enough to get it past, and they've drawn the game level. But an open long goal, and the positioning and the play on defense from Birmingham just not there. I'm not even going to bother saying it again now, because it's the third goal they've conceded from defensive misplays, and an easy pass coming through from All-Rounder straight back into the center of Microphone. And Microphone, I think it was there, able to follow that up with an easy goal.
It's an interesting match, this one, because Birmingham are doing the best job of dismantling both teams on the pitch. They're having a great time in offense, taking down the Kent defense, but they're also having a pretty torrid time in defense, trying to hold themselves up. Crown levels it with 12 seconds to go, but you wouldn't really fancy them to hold out throughout an overtime.
Yeah, and this was just a little bit slow to compete here from the Kent team. Both Choco and Crown double committing, but a double commit on the defense. And unfortunately for Kent, they're just not able to keep that ball out. So dominating on the offense is Choco and Crown, and they showed it there. But again, defensively, there's nobody really back following up Dutch Matty's miss there, and there should be, and it could have caused the goal to win the game for Kent, but instead crossbar and down leads to the overtime here. And honestly, I think at this point Birmingham will be counting their blessings. They were expecting to lose, and here they have.
Now they have
4-3. Kiri with the solo play on Choco. Choco did it to Microphone earlier. Kiri saying, I'm not just going to let you flick one of my team. I'm going to flick you better than you did them. And he did. And Kiri winning out that game, 1 apiece. Kent and Birmingham now. And it could have gone anybody's way.
Yeah, Birmingham definitely had the better play. They've also had the worse, I think it's fair to say. They've been stellar on offense, doing some fantastic passing plays, great individual skill. But Kent have done their own stuff on the other side. I think about 50-50 on the orange side as to whether the offense is their good work or the Birmingham side's not so good work. But they'll be taking it, and I think they're a much more deserving winner of this game too.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's fair to say almost all of the Birmingham
going into game
goals.
3, of course, these teams will be looking to try and settle down. Neither team look completely set on defence, although Kent's certainly doing the better job, obviously. Keeping Birmingham to just 3 with such a firepower offence coming at you like that is no mean feat. But Birmingham will be very unhappy to have conceded 4 at this stage, particularly in the nature of some of them. They had a kick-off goal and a massive misplay from Dutch Matty that really could have made all the difference in this game too. Yeah, and we'll hope to see that stop coming into this third game. Into this game 3, Birmingham may feel a little hard done by because the offense were mostly theirs, but if they can't tighten up on defense, then nothing's going to work out for them. In this game 3, anything is possible. Yeah, definitely, and a double touch coming through from All-Rounder early on. Fantastic quick start from the Kent boys again, and they're 1-0 up with just 5 seconds on the clock. Yeah, and Choco on this kickoff against Microphone. And Crown trying to play off early there, but Dutch Matty playing it off onto the side, trying to get it through to Choco, and he's left on defense on his own is Dutch Matty. He's going to let's try and take this up the wall, but Kiri just beating him out there. Kiri, yeah, and the goal come in the way of Kiri. All-rounder on
backboard, and Kiri just following that up, absolutely punishing. But it's a great passing play coming through quite early there.
Well, it's a much better start from Kent, I think it's fair to say, but still plenty of time left on the clock for this Birmingham side, and Choco not willing to go out without a fight, looking for fantastic solo plays, but again, the defensive touches from the Birmingham boys letting them down a little bit here.
Yeah, definitely. And as players developing, it's really looking like Birmingham aren't able to keep up this play. But as I say that, Choco trying to get the block onto all-rounder, not and Crown taking it out. Microphone looking to get the block, but he's missed, and all-rounder there to bail him out on that one.
Yeah, well, Choco looks for that, and Crown optimistically jumps behind him. That's going to do Birmingham much good here. But Crown knocks him out again. Dutch Matty looking for a fantastic redirect, and Birmingham really beginning to heat up here.
Yeah, Dutch Matty just bailing him out there on defense. Again, the defensive plays here aren't really the best, and an almost great redirect, but Dutch Matty has the opportunity to take this out now, but just passes it straight to Microphone. Choco needs to get it high, needs to get it far. All-rounder there early, and Dutch Matty looking to follow this one up into the corner, but Kiri is there to stop the play developing.
This Birmingham side looking much more offensively threatening now, but of course, in many ways, it's kind of too late. You know, this would be a brilliant type of play to be putting onto the Kent team at 0-0, but they'd already conceded 2 in the first 30 seconds, and they need a bit more end product a bit quicker.
Yeah, definitely. And Kiri trying to follow that one up. Crown getting a good block on Dutch Matty onto the backboard, and this is ability to get a nice shot on target, but no one able to follow again.
No. Birmingham team creating chances at the end product, not quite there just yet. This could be a chance. Crown not quite quick enough out there, and Kent looking to break on this. Kiri would have had a fantastic shot into the bottom right, but for the efforts of the Birmingham defense.
Yeah, and Kiri getting a nice block on there, trying to get it back into center, but Matty cutting off that play. It might up. I think we're still seeing a Kent attack coming through, but as I say that, nobody there following. Good pass coming through. Crown looking to get it center, and Dutch Matty looking to get the pass off onto the backboard, but zero boost there from Crown means he gets demoed for any effort trying to keep this ball alive, and players going to look to go back towards Kent, and a good pass from Kiri to all-rounder, but all-rounder is not prepared for it at all, and a ceiling pass attempt coming through from Kent, and this is one of the problems they can have on defense, but Dutch Matty just managing to get a clear there away, helping out Crown.
Yeah, Birmingham still not looking fantastic on their own half, because any time the ball comes near them, really, they break their rotations down. Kent having lots of joy in the offensive half, really not, I think it's fair to say, not playing as well offensively as Birmingham, but Birmingham are just defending less well.
Yeah, definitely. It was their problem in the first game. It was their problem in the second, and it's causing their problems here in the third. It's looking like Rocketeers are likely to take this one. The pressure just not really what we expect from Birmingham at this point in time. We know that they're capable of getting more pressure than what they are. And a good pass coming through to Choco, but it's slow from Dutch Matty, and it means they're not able to develop any sort of play. A good block from Microphone leaves it up into center, but Dutch Matty up early, trying to get the passing plays alive, and they do! But fortunately for Kent, a good defense coming through there.
Yeah, you have to feel that if Birmingham were playing themselves, that would have gone in. That was a fantastic passing play, would have dismantled, to be fair, most defences in this NSE, but Kent have been known for their fantastic work on their own side of the ball, and with 30 seconds to go, Birmingham don't look likely to score 2 against such a stalwart side.
Definitely, but Choco going for the shot from that angle, and I think everybody on the pitch, his team included, was expecting a pass to come through there. Instead, he feathers his boost, goes for the angle of the shot. Nobody in goal expecting that to happen. Nobody on defense or offense expecting that to happen except for Choco, and he pulls it back to 2-1, 25 seconds left, and now it's all to play for.
Based on my scientific research, I've decided the fastest way to get Birmingham to score is for me to say that they don't look likely to score. Because as soon as I say that, their offense clicks and they manage to get things working. A fantastic shot from Choco, manages to get them within 1, but it's probably not going to be enough. Tardy ticks down. And Microphone makes sure it won't be with the third goal.
Yeah, and that third goal seals up the fate. But again, defensively, the team just aren't there. Dutch Matty challenging the same ball Choco's going for. He doesn't need to. He should be rotating back to that back post. Instead, opts to try and challenge with Choco, and it's left them a man down in a position they should have been in to clear it and get a potential counter-attack. And it seals up this game 3. Kiri going for the flip reset. Does get it in towards centre. Microphone not making a touch, nor Choco. And the third game goes towards Rocketeers in what looked like a dominant performance for them.
Yeah, it really did. It really did look like a fantastic performance. And now that I've fixed my headset, I'm going to let you speak for a bit. What do you think Birmingham need to do better, other than maybe Crown's 200 ping, to help them gain a bit more of a foothold in this series?
They need to focus on their defense at the moment. I think their offense is there. Their offense is very capable of scoring goals. But I think at this point in time, they just need to look for some counterattacks. They need to almost stop and try and ignore their attacking style that they're used to. I think they need to focus more on their defense. Just almost sit back and allow Kent to take these shots, because Kent's problem this game so far is that even though they're scoring the goals, when they're doing so, all 3 of their team is up in that top part of the field, and they're capable of scoring because there's just no defense coming through from Birmingham. If the defense is there, it's far more of a struggle, and they're more likely to make the mistakes that are going to lead to a counter-attack for Birmingham. But Birmingham just need to try and hold on to their lead. They need to get the early first goal, and then they need to hold on to that. And at the moment, they are not able to do so. Yeah,
it's a shame. Birmingham, I think, will feel quite hard done by just because of the way that their match is set up for them. They will, they've been producing a lot of offense, and it's been great to watch, but it's not quite worked out in the way that they would have hoped with end product. And a couple more goals, obviously, would help them win these games, but they also just, I think, really, rather than trying to score more, they should be trying to concede less.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the server just went down for the other players, so we might want to leave and start this one. I think that might just be the better option there. But as we're doing so, we'll talk about these teams. Choco is obviously holding his own. He's doing what he normally does. He's going for those solo plays, those flicks. He's trying to create the pressure. Dutch Matty's still trying to sit back and feed those balls through to the offense. But it's meaning that in almost every single play, Birmingham are left with a singular player on defense who just doesn't seem capable of breaking down this Kent offense. And if it continues like that, they're really going to struggle, because Birmingham, they're just not capable at the moment of dealing with anything on defense, it feels like. So they need to just reset, start back with 3 in defense, and then work their way out. They need to stop relying on that ball coming towards them on the offense. I know it's their usual play style and it's worked up until now, but against a team like Rocketeers, we said it at the start of the game, we'll say it again, the passing plays is going to break down Birmingham, and it is exactly what's happening so far.
Yeah, it's been, I think, fair to say, a lot better from Kent than perhaps we might have expected. This Birmingham offense normally dismantles a lot of teams, and when Kent's matched them on that in the defensive side, Birmingham have really run out of ideas. They've not shown that they know what to do when their plan A goes out the window.
Yeah, definitely. A microphone starting off early. He's trying to get that pass onto the back. Gets the double touch, but I don't think he was expecting Dutch Matty to miss that. And honestly, judging by the first couple of games, he probably should have, really.
Well, yes. I mean, of course, even after a couple of bad games, for players of this caliber, you can't really consistently expect misses, because then the touch comes out when you don't expect it to, and you're suddenly way out of position. So it's probably right. It's not like they need a goal, especially now that Kiri's just lasered on the top corner. Perhaps a little help from Birmingham along the way.
Yeah, definitely a bit of help there. I don't think the ball was actually going in. I think Crown actually drops it underneath the bar, which he actually does. He tries to get the save, but nevertheless, it's still a great shot coming out from Kiri. The pressure is what really caused that. And we saw another kickoff miss from Dutch Matty, and this has put the pressure onto this Birmingham defense. An attempted drop down from Choco, not finding its target. Crown instead needing to come and bail him out. And again, we're left with a single player on defense for Birmingham, and they can't be doing this because it's where they struggle But fortunately for them, Kent not quite quick enough to attack on that one, and just taking off all of the pressure, they manage to hold out.
Yeah, but you're right. It's not looking good unless Choco can consistently pull out stuff like that. What a fantastic laser to the top left.
Yeah, and this is what the Batmobile is probably notorious for, really. These little redirects coming through, and it's caught All-Rounder off guard. He's done it in one of the previous matches as well, completely catching him off guard. And All-Rounder, even though he was close there, a great shot coming through from Choco, a great pass as well to Choco, it has to be said, coming through from Crown. Those two, their link-up play so far have been on point. It just feels like Dutch Matty isn't quite involving himself in play enough, and the miss from Dutch Matty, but Crown there to bail him out, and Kiri looking to keep the pressure on, but Choco trying to get the clear. Is cleared straight into the path of Microphone, and Dutch Matty this time able to get the hit, flicks it over the top of All-Rounder, and it's Kiri left trying to clear his defense, but Choco up early looking for the challenge.
Yeah, this is slightly better from Birmingham. Look, there's two fairly consistently in the right half of the pitch to manage the defence, and I think for now 2 is what they need, because the defence hasn't looked fantastic, as we've been saying, and you know, it's only 1-1. They don't need to be chasing the game just yet.
Yeah, and as we say that, Dutch Matty getting bumped for his efforts and trying to chase, and Dutch Matty needed to get the hit, misses. All-Rounder playing it off. Well, Dutch Matty with the miss again, and it feels like he's flailing at this point in time. He needs to just calm down and just reset mentally, because he does not look comfortable in any situation he's currently being played in.
No, and this is, I think, one of the major differences. I think you're right. It's a question of comfort. Kent have been put under some fantastic pressure, and Birmingham look comfortable doing that. But Kent look comfortable receiving it as well. They look comfortable, and they look almost at ease in the way they take it away and then turn it around like Kiri just has. And Birmingham don't look like they have the same level of comfort when they're guarding their own net.
And if anybody from the Birmingham team is watching here, you need to pay attention to what we're saying at this point in time. We've told you before, and we'll tell you again, you've got to keep a man in that backfield. There's got to be more defensive positioning going on there, because at that point in time, all 3 players pretty much sat on the midfield line, and that's not even to say any of them were off-field, but a bad miss coming the way of Kent there. He puts it past his own teammate. I'm not sure why All-Rounder has hit this. He shouldn't be. Kiri's coming in for the big clear to take any pressure away, and Choco is almost ready in position for the hit from All-Rounder, and it's perfect placement and positioning from him, but it's an open goal and easy to score on, and a kickoff might see it go in the way of Birmingham, but Kent there to clear that one up.
That's a rare defensive mistake from the Kent boys. I think perhaps either there was a communication lapse, or they might have been going for a pinch clear, but in any event, All-Rounder just lost straight over his teammate, and Birmingham, despite not having had much of their trademark offense so far this game, find themselves level.
Yeah, definitely. And I've got to admit, at this point in time, neither team are looking very strong on defense. Kent were looking great at the start, but no real pressure coming through from Birmingham means it's difficult to judge how good their defense is actually being. But that one critical mistake just shows a breakdown in communication, and Birmingham will look to punish that. But as I say that, Dutch Matty doing the same thing that was just done against them and almost costing this Birmingham team a goal. And Dutch Matty really needs to just take a seat back at this point in time, get back in defense and just wait, because he is not looking comfortable playing this game.
It's not just him as well. As that ball lofted onto the backboard, Choco, with 50 boost already in the tank, goes for his own corner. He really needed to get back under that and watch out for the ball coming down from the backboard, because there was no way Crown was getting there.
And as we say that, a good pass infield coming from... Oh, I thought it was a good pass infield coming from Choco. It was actually
Matty
just a good little 50 from him. But Matty setting himself up there, allowing him to have all the opportunity for any of the goal to be aimed at. Kiri, even with the speed he can play at, we know he's a good ones player, but it's not good enough. Dutch Matty has practically the whole goal to aim for there. Can see where Kiri's positioned, and it's an easy goal for him. And the pressure that we expect to see... And a misplay on defense from Kent. We'll say it before, we'll say it again. I'm going to keep repeating everything this game, it feels like. But the defensive mistakes coming out from both teams are costing them. And Choco with an easy shot from an all-rounder. Almost just a little doink from him. Pops it up perfectly to Choco. And Choco just following through. And it's an easy goal.
Yeah, now Kent needing 2. just over a minute to go. They haven't looked very high scoring this season, but against a team that ships goals as well as Birmingham does, they might find them, although now it looks like they're going to need 3. Dutch Matty manages to slide one the length of the field on a good 50, and there was no one back as they're chasing the game.
Yeah, and Dutch Matty here with a great block, but it should not be allowed to roll that far into an open net, and we said it. We actually said it at the start of this game that Birmingham needed to just sit back, allow Kent to attack, and then take the counter-attack. And we could not have summed it up more perfectly, because the one time they do it this game, and they score the easiest goal they're going to score in this entire NSE.
Yeah, I mean, it's been interesting, really, because when Kent have been put under pressure, they've made very few mistakes. They've played up to the expectation, and they've done very well. When the pressure isn't on Kent, they seem to be very happy making mistakes, and Birmingham have really profited from that this game.
Yeah, they really have. 5 goals to 2 in what I think started off with... Did it start off at 2-0?
I believe it might have done. I can't actually quite remember, but Choco's going to make it 6. 4-goal deficit to get back in 6 seconds. This game's over for Kent.
Yeah, this is definitely over, and Kent are really not going to be happy with their performance in this one. Choco just saying mid-left boost is glitched, right? And everybody else agreeing on the field. So something has gone wrong there. I'm not sure if we'll see it from any angle. I assume it's just not there. But I could see it, as could the rest. And Choco almost with a little air dribble to finish the game to try and make it 7-2. But it's just felt quite easy at the moment for Birmingham in this game.
It really has. Kiri making a desperate attempt to forget about this game, as everyone outside of Kent will be, but still not over yet. Plenty of Rocket League left to be played, and both teams have shown that they can absolutely dismantle them. It's just someone needs to step up for a longer period of time. They just need to manage their boost, get better on the offense, and more importantly than that, both teams just need to settle on defense and get some concerted pressure absorbed so they can strike on the counter, because Birmingham did that for the first time this series, and it's worked out really well for them. Choco up there at the top, 4 goals from 6 shots, best part of 1,000 points, and most of that was more to do with patience, because he's been trying the solo plays pretty much all series long, and none of them, with a couple of notable exceptions, have worked out. And now that he's waited for the plays to come to him, they really have. Birmingham with a commanding victory here. Head into this game, and we're looking for some fantastic goals, and must be said, if we do get fantastic goals, we'd like fantastic clips that we can put on the Rocket Kingdom Twitter, so do be sure, those of you in chat, to send these clips in, because we will definitely make use of them.
Yeah, definitely. We saw Choco score a great goal from a great angle in that first match, so any more plays like that, and we do hope you'll clip. But as we say that, Birmingham trying to start off early, and Choco expecting All-Rounder to get a touch, All-Rounder getting a complete miss, and now Crown with a miss. Crown's going to try and get a bump on him, does so brilliantly, and he's completely taken him out of the play, and this is a great pass up the centre. Choco can't finish, and Crown's following, puts it to the left-hand side, and you expect Birmingham to be scoring from that angle, but Choco had absolutely no boost, picked up a 12 boost pad, and by that point in time, he's not in a position to score.
Yeah, that's a brutal missed opportunity there for Birmingham. I think they'd quite like that one again, because that would have been a key way to get themselves into the right frame of mind for this game.
And Choco going for the shot and a miss coming out from microphone, I think it was, but Kiri there just to stop any play developing for Choco. He knows that Choco's dangerous in front of that goal. He's not allowing anything to be done. Dutch Matty up early, puts it onto the sidewall. Choco's going to look to follow this, puts it back into centre field for Crown, who is up early, but challenged in the air by All-Rounder. Choco trying for a little flick past Kiri, but Kiri not being baited into that one. Dutch Matty will get a big clear, and Choco is up early, and this is the danger that Birmingham can present, but All-Rounder managing to beat him out. Kiri needs to get a clear over here, does so to microphone. He's only got the 12 boost to play with. Now Num picks up the 100 from this Birmingham side. Unfortunately, behind Crown is Choco to get the clear there.
Yeah, it's interesting though. Kent looking for those boosts as soon as they get into the half, and it'll do a lot, because Birmingham can at times barely manage their defence with as much boost as they can handle. But again, 2 go up, clear not going anywhere.
Yeah, and at this point in time, Choco maybe a little bit too high up that field. It was one of the problems they had when they were scrimming yesterday. Far too high up sometimes. It's just allowing the ball to potentially go over them when they're challenged for it. Choco now getting it off of the backboard, and this is where they're dangerous, but a double commit from all-rounder, and Kiri gets the ball out of that defense. And Crown's going to look to put it center for Choco, but instead goes for a bit of a solo play, and that was not the best decision there from him. Choco was perfectly placed, had every opportunity to get the shot, but he follows it up anyway and pops it just over the top. A follow-up from Crown, and a great block from Kiri there, stopping the one goal going towards, I think it was the Birmingham side, obviously, but I'm not sure who it was on Birmingham getting
Crown came in on the shot.
Choco with the pre-flip, trying to get the goal over, but the pressure coming through here from this Birmingham team, and it's just relentless, unbelievably relentless.
But at the end of the day, it's not got them anything yet. So Kent can just come down the pitch, steal a goal, and steal the game. It's unfortunately been like that for a lot of this series for Boys in Blue.
Yeah, and we're seeing more of a defensive positioning and more of a defensive just team from Birmingham at this point in time. Choco will look to try and take this high. Doesn't get the carry that he wants. As I say that, takes it just over the top of Kiri. He's going to look to pass it center. Choco's going to look for the backboard, trying to find a player in the center, but doesn't. And now it's the 2v1 that they dread so much, but Choco getting the clear. And this is where Birmingham don't want to see themselves being left. We said they can't afford to leave one back in defense. They end up getting punished for it, and we'll see from this play if that's true. But Choco just getting a clear. It's not a great one. It goes straight to the path of Kiri, who gets it back in, and the commit from Birmingham is leaving them short. But Crown, a great save there, managing to get the backflip, and it just looks like they're feeling a bit too much pressure coming through from this Kent team, and Kent just cannot find the target. But Choco clearing this high, trying to go for the read. Should probably stay down in that situation. He's now not got much boost. Side boost is there, though, and he's looking to keep pressure alive.
It's been end-to-end stuff in this game, but nothing really promising. A couple of great saves drawn out, but obviously we've had no goals. Neither team set up for a particularly long period of time in the opposition half, particularly in the last couple of minutes. And really, I think this might come down to mistake rather than a fantastic play.
Yeah, either that, or I think Birmingham at this point in time is just going to get a fantastic pass play coming off, because they're going for them. They're just not quite
One's
working.
going to happen eventually.
Definitely. And Dutch Matty trying to take it up off of the sidewall, but he's not really got the boost to play with. He needs to try and get it into Choco. Now with zero boost, he's going to be left trying to fight to get back, but Crown following up early, trying to get it onto the backboard. All-rounder dropping it down. Kiri challenging out Matty there, managing to take position off, and this is where they're going to struggle again. Birmingham need to challenge that early. Crown a little bit slow, allowing All-rounder to get in, but Crown clearing it wide, and we'll be going to overtime in this fifth game. These two trading matches here.
Yeah, and again, crucial game 5, and it's going to come down to one goal, and I do really hope I'm wrong, that it's going to be a fantastic play rather than a big mistake, but it could be one or the other.
It definitely could. Dutch Matty just clearing that from his own backboard. Choco following up a bit too high there. Again, can see he's going to get beaten out. Crown getting the clear off of the backboard, but Microphone somehow reading that, and a shot and a better save from Dutch Matty. He pre-jumps it. He going for the initial save, but instead hits his roof off of the back, and this is the counter-attack they need. Crown getting the miss though, and now this is dangerous. Choco on his own. He's got the boost, but he doesn't have the position in. Microphone trying to drop it down. Kiri going for the shot, and Dutch Matty with the clear, and that looked like all of the pressure was going towards Kent, but nothing coming from it, and that was an unbelievable bit of play there.
It's certainly exciting stuff, but both teams realising as the first minute comes to a close that they don't want to get caught out, and both teams looked at risk of it there. It's a fantastic save again from all-rounder.
Yeah, and we said at first that Microphone was doing the perfect set of defense, but now it's just coming from all-rounder. All-rounder has made some pivotal saves so far, and he's going to be needed to make a... Gets the clear on it. Crown getting the second touch. He should not have been making that. His teammates there to try and save it. That could cost him the goal. Kiri trying to drop it down. Can't get it on target. Looking for the pass back into Microphone. Dutch Matty's getting it out. They've got two in offense, but Kiri is chasing him quickly. Gets a good bump, but Choco there to get ready for the flick, and Crown needs to put it on target. And now they're going to struggle. They haven't got much boost between them as a team. And a good flick here from Microphone or Fate could actually lead them to to a goal, but Microphone now needing to try and get back. Dutch Matty with the 0 boost, still getting a good pass in, but Kiri there to clear.
Again, end-to-end stuff from these two teams. Double commits coming out, people getting nervous, but as we approach 2 minutes of overtime now, it could still be anyone's game.
Yeah, definitely. And Dutch Matty should not be looking to make that touch, and it's cost them the goal. And we said we didn't want to see a misplay from either team, but a huge misplay from Dutch Matty there. Should have allowed it to bounce down. He's got Crown in defense. Crown should be the man following that one out, but he doesn't. Instead, it drops perfectly for Kiri from a misplay from Matty. And unfortunately for them, it means Kent take the 5th game. And we saw it last series. The team that take the 5th game end up going on to win because the pressure is all on the opposition. And in this point in time, Birmingham are finding the pressure on them. No goals, a lot of saves coming out from them. But Kent, 10 saves. They are just always there. They know when to be there. And it's not as if it's just one player either. Kiri getting 4 saves, but all-rounder and Microphone trading 3 saves apiece. On Birmingham, however, Dutch Matty with 4 saves. But he's still, unfortunately for them, the player that ends up costing them that goal. It's not to take any credit away from him, though, because he played incredible that series. It's an unfortunate miss. And when you get into overtime, plays like this can happen. But Matty, he'll still be happy with his performance that game. He would have obviously have liked to have scored a goal with his team. They had a lot of opportunities to do so. But Kent came out with a fantastic defensive display, something we didn't see in the previous match.
No, Kent seemed to have regained their form on the defensive ball. They were doing fantastically well for the first few games, and they had a bit of a mental lapse in that game 4, but game 5 was back on track, and now of course we only need one more to take the series and go up against our finalists.
Yeah, and as we see this 6th game start, we could be seeing another 7-game series.
Well, these teams, I think, very evenly matched. Even if this ends in 6, it was a fantastically matched series. But both teams letting themselves down as much as they're bringing themselves up so far.
And as you say that, Dutch Matty trying to get the clear onto the side, but pressure coming through from Kent here. And a good read from Kiri. And a miss on the defense from, I think it was Choco. He needed to make that save. No, it wasn't. It was Crown. Apologies. Crown needed to get the touch there. Doesn't. Choco's expecting it. He can't get back into goal quickly enough. He's prepared for the hit. Starts going towards the upfield and doesn't manage to get any clear out. Crown does. And unfortunately for them, it leads to the first goal from a great Kiri double touch.
Yeah, it was fantastically read from Kiri, and wising up to the fact that sometimes these balls aren't hit by the Birmingham defence. There's panic, and now Kent are beginning to smell it, which is not what you want with your backs to the wall.
Yeah, it's really not. Dutch Matty getting a good little block there. Choco playing it to centre. And a pop over from Choco. He didn't need to do it. You just mentioned it. He's just taking it off of his own teammates, putting the pressure onto defense without really needing to. Crown has 0 boost. And Choco has just taken it off of Crown. Crown probably called it. He had 0 boost. It's going to be a goal. And honestly, the defense for Birmingham is falling apart. They were playing fine last game. We said this was their problem, but Choco there just doesn't allow the ball to go out. He took it off of Crown with forehand. Can't quite clear it there. And 2 goals to the good for Kent. And if it continues like this, Birmingham will be out, because at this point in time, there is no pressure coming through from them in any position on the field.
Nah, and it's a shame. It's not the way you want to see a team go out, you know, with offense so good, but defense just so dubious as Microphone just slides through. No one challenges him or the ball as it glides all 3 Birmingham players and into the net.
Yeah, and nobody on defense here from Birmingham. I understand they had to get 2 goals back, but you need to do that from the backfield. You cannot push straight from the midfield. You have to have somebody back ready for plays like that. Usually they play with somebody a little bit further back if they need to, but in this particular situation, they're just playing with nobody back, and it has cost them 3 goals so far, and they're going to need to improve so much to get this back, because at the moment, they are the weaker team of the 2.
Yeah, and I mean, you say, yes, of course, 2 goals, they need to neutralise that, but they had 3.5 minutes. It wasn't worth committing as much to the offensive push as they did just to try and get one back that quickly, because there was so much time left on the clock. That's a great touch from Dutch Maddie, but now Birmingham are scared. No one wants to follow up, and now they do need the goals.
Yeah, they really do, and as play and clock continues to run, they really don't look like they're able to, but a good pass coming down and almost a double touch from Crown, but he can't get it. That would have been a great play to have seen, but here we see a double commit from Crown and Dutch Matty. Dutch Matty needing to get a pass over to somebody, not able to. Crown looking to just take pressure off, but he passes it straight into Kiri. Kiri to middle, Microphone trying to go for that shot, and he gets the flick and not able to convert. It looked like Microphone might have made a great play there, but unfortunately for him, he's just not able to slide it past that side post, and the post denies him.
Yeah, he'll feel a bit hard done by that one, but it's still fantastic offense from Kent. Of course, being 3 goals up, they don't need other goals. They just need to see this series out with some solid defense, which is really their trademark part of the series.
Yeah, definitely. It has really been a battle of the defenses here, and fortunately for Kent, they're coming out on top, but a good shot and a big miss is going to lead to the 4th goal, and this is just what we were saying, the defense from Kent holding up better than the defense from Birmingham. As we say that, Dutch Matty with a miss. Microphone is ready for it at the opposite corner. Crown can't reach it in time. 4 goals to the good, and it looks all but done now for this Kent team. They look like they're going to win this out. They have not looked like they've been under pressure this game, and Birmingham will need to pull out something miraculous to win this game now.
Yeah, I think really this Birmingham team have sort of run out of steam. Just under 2 minutes left. All-rounder puts a 5th goal in. That pretty much clinches it for this Kent team. They'll be facing Arctic Foxes most likely in the final.
Yeah, and Dutch Matty with a miss again, but Crown, we've said it before and we'll say it again, the follow-up from them just coming too far. They're pushing too close to their own teammates, and it is costing them goals. It was something we spoke about yesterday when we were running through the replay analysis, but it looks like it's just too difficult to change that kind of problem in a day. And unfortunately for them, it's meant 5-0 to Kent in what has been an unbelievably dominant performance in this 6th game. As I say that, Choco just over the top. He's trying to keep the hopes alive here, and it is actually a good pass coming through from Crown onto the backboard. Choco following up, all-rounder with the backflip, and he can't then reach it again, and Choco puts it into what is basically an open net for him.
I said Arctic Foxes. That's not right. The winner of this game, most likely Kent, will of course be going on to take on Kiel in our final. Went to 7 games in our first semi-final. If you missed it, fantastic series, but Arctic Foxes unfortunately did not come out on top, so apologies to anyone who I might have riled with that comment, but Kent looking like worthy opponents in this final. I think Kiel watching this might be a bit sweating.
Yeah, if Kiel continue to play the way that they played earlier, they're going to struggle against this team. But the privilege they've got is they've been able to watch the play styles, and they know what they'll need to do that at the moment Birmingham aren't. We've been talking about it throughout the game, but unfortunately for Birmingham, they weren't quite able to beat out this Kent team. We said that Kent would pull off a couple of passes, but Choco, again, he is really trying to keep hopes alive here. He is single-handedly holding up this final game for Birmingham. He has done so much to try and keep these goals coming, and 2 goals back, 3 goals is now possible, but they've got to respond quickly. It might even be better for them to keep a man in the backfield and just fire it up to Choco, who just doesn't seem to be missing the target at the moment.
I mean, it's a fantastic play from Choco, but with just 40 seconds to go, you can't see them getting another 3 goals. Birmingham, it's a shame for them because they've shown flashes of absolute brilliance. I think at times they've been the best team out of the ones we've seen so far tonight, but they just haven't been able to do it consistently enough as Crown manages to knock in a 3rd.
If this is a comeback, this will be the greatest comeback in NSE history in a single game. That's not to say in a series. I don't want to bring it up, but we've seen 2 reverse sweeps, I think it was, happen in semi-finals of national brackets, I think it is. So it will never be the best comeback of a series, but this would be the greatest comeback of a game. 5-0 down, and they've pulled back 3 goals, and honestly, they look like they're struggling. This could be another. Dutch Matty, a poor pass, has basically just shattered their hopes and their possibility of pulling back this game, and another miss from him that is gonna seal the fate of this, and it is done. Kent have managed to win this final game in what looked sketchy for the final minute and a half. Dutch Matty looking to try and compete to get another goal back. But it's sad to say for Birmingham that they are gone. They are out. They played a great set of games. Choco really tried his hardest to pull back those games. That final game, and in the end their whole team did, but Dutch Matty not able to get the pass through to Choco well enough to clinch back the fourth goal to make it a little more harder for Rocketeers to keep the victory, but instead 5-3 in the sixth game of the series, and Rocketeers take the series 4-2.
Yeah, and Birmingham played well at times, but they created 90% of their own problems in that series. Kent, not to take anything away from them, played fantastically, but Kent, for the majority of their fantastic play, was in their own half. They were doing great defensive work, racking up saves, particularly early in the series. And then when they transition into offense, they do great work to get it there quickly, and Birmingham just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, Birmingham really didn't. And if they look back at this, they should still hold their heads high. They still played some good Rocket League, but
still top 10 in the country, of course.
Yeah, definitely. And they are a great team. They really. So I've seen and played against all of them before, and they're all just class players. And more importantly, they're great sportsmen. And they're so friendly, and they're such a nice team. But niceness, unfortunately, doesn't get you victories. And I think going into the next NSE series, I'm not entirely sure if they keep all of their players for next season. But if they do, they have every opportunity to come back and win games like that. But today, at this point in time, in the first game, it looked like they were both going to be holding up well on defense and offense, but it just started to falter for Birmingham. Unfortunate for them, not able to hold up the victory, and we will be seeing Kiel facing off against the Rocketeers in the final game. And honestly, I think it's difficult to say who's going to win. It really is.
I think this could be another series that goes the distance. I really can't pick a winner out of the hat, but I think it depends largely on which Kiel turns up, because Kent are warm. They've just played. We'll have a short break, of course, but it won't be that long. Kiel have been off for an hour. If it's game 1 through 5 Kiel, they'll have problems. But game 6 and 7 Kiel could make this a very, very interesting series.
Yeah, definitely. And as we say that, I think we'll go for a very short break just to prepare for these two teams. We are running a little bit behind now, so they're going to want to get started as soon as possible. We'll be right back. Stay tuned and keep watching.
All I wanna do is to put my arms around you and watch these moments fall back into place. All I wanna do is to make you stop and love me. How can I be blue when you catch me in these feelings like okay. I love you, I do need you, I do, I do need you, I love you, I do need you, I do need you, I love you, I do need you, I do, I do need you, I love you, I do need you, I do need you. All I wanna do is to put my arms around you and watch these moments fall back into place. All I wanna do is to make you stop and love me. How can I be blue when you catch me in these feelings like okay. I love you, I do, I need you, I do, I love you, I do, I need you, I love you, I do, I need you, I love you, I do, I need you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Challenger Bracket final of this NSE Spring Championship. We're going to be watching Rocketeers facing off against Kiel. Both teams taking the games very close to the wire. Kiel only just beating out Arctic Foxes 4-3. Rocketeers a little more dominant, beating University of Birmingham out 4-2. But all of the teams that have played today have been capable of winning and getting through to this finals. It has been an incredible set of brackets that we've seen so far. All of the championships that we're seeing, the challenger bracket, the national bracket, the playoff brackets, all of those have been unbelievable. The regionals, great as well. There's only been, I think, one sweep that we heard, which was Leeds. And was it Scout Sports, did we say?
I believe so, yeah.
That managed to pull off a sweep. They're the only teams that managed to so far. Every other match has been extremely close, and it's exactly what we want to see. Even the level of play has been extremely good.
Fantastic.
Maybe a few more mistakes than we expect to see in stuff like the national bracket, but nevertheless, the teams have played out of their minds. They've all played great, and they should all be extremely, extremely proud of the way they've performed so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, like you say, the games were close, but these two teams are the ones that deserve to be here. And they deserve to be here mainly because they held their nerve. They didn't make mistakes in the crucial moments. It'll be interesting to see now whether it becomes down to these mistakes again, or if these two slightly more solid teams on defense will produce a more offensive slug match in this final.
Yeah, definitely. And since both teams are here, I think it's fair to just start this game. Neither of them are going to want to wait too long. They've both just come out of the victories, so they're both going to want to get started as soon as possible. And as we see the teams start, Kiel facing off against Rocketeers is what is bound to be a great final match.
Yeah, and of course, as we were saying before, be sure to send in your clips. Any good plays that you see, definitely clips that I said in the last set.
Send in your clips to us. We'll be using them on the Rocket Kingdom Twitter. And I think we'll be seeing some great goals in this final.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, that's not feces, by the way. Clips.
Despite what I may have sounded like I said,
yeah, just in case you missed the first
really
time.
let me down.
Okay, definitely clips. C-L-I-P-S. Okay, just in case you're still misinterpreting it. Okay, but as we start off early, Microphone with the bump play, and that was a great decision from Microphone. He goes for the air dribble, sees that his opponent might save it, gets a great bump onto Poddy, and nobody in the backfield, even a nice shot coming out from Poddy there. He appreciates the play that was just made there from Microphone, and Microphone with the first practically solo goal of the series.
Yeah, while my Microphone may let me down, that one's not letting his team down, and he's done fantastically well to put them one clear there.
Yeah, and Kiri going for the shot, trying to get the block, and he does, and Microphone following up, and he can't beat out Satsuma. And we saw Satsuma making a lot of defensive mistakes in the first series we watched him playing today, but he's not making any here at the moment. Double commit from Kiri, and Microphone, I think it was, and it's lofted high, but Kiri will be able to get an easy clear, but instead Satsuma pushing up very quickly, trying to challenge that, and a clear from all-rounder. Finds the back wall, and this is a misplay again, but Satsuma there to bail out his team, and unfortunately he can't bail out again though. The shot attempt goes onto the sidewall, lands just past the defenders there, and it goes in perfectly for Kiri to follow up, comes off of the corner, a little bit too far out for Poddy to reach, and it's 2 goals to the good for Ken, and they have started off quickly in this final.
Yeah, and I think they've probably been benefited by the lack of a break. It may come back to bite them later in the series as fatigue, but at the moment this Kent team are looking red hot as Kiri lasers another one towards the net.
Yeah, Kiri laser in another one, then a great pass coming back from him to try and cause a problem, and Microphone with the attempted pass again, and at the moment, even though Poddy couldn't quite make the saves of the first 2 goals, he's able to make 2 pivotal saves there, just stopping it coming through. He's trying to get a block onto Kiri, does so, clears the ball high, far and wide, but can't beat out Microphone, and Satsuma's left on his own, passes it to Microphone. Microphone with a shot in K3, good positioning in goal there, able to get an easy clear.
Yeah, that's fantastic from K3. Realised that the boost had gone in the corner, so his teammates would be left a bit short, and he rotated well into goal, and it's worked out well for the Kiel boys here as he sets up Satsuma for the goal.
Yeah, and K3 following this up so quickly gets a great pass off onto the ceiling. Hits just the corner enough that it bounces out. Microphone on the sidewall trying to get the clear. Doesn't matter. Suma putting it into a perfect position there. 2-1 to the good for Kent. But Kiel trying to pull this one back.
Yeah, and that's the way you want to go about it. Fantastic goal to get team morale up. You don't want to be just gifted something like we've seen in previous series. You want a good team effort that gets the proper motivation flowing. And they might get another one here. Big miss off the backboard there from Kiri, but K3 couldn't capitalise.
Yeah, K3, if he's going to be up on that backboard there, he has to be expecting the miss from Kiri anyway, because otherwise there's no need there. And a double commit, but all-rounder not able to put it on target. Satsuma, risky play over his own goal, but fortunately no one following up, and play kind of halts in the midfield for both teams. No one looking to punish Poddy. Big booming clear into the corner, and K3 is following quickly off onto the side one. A big miss and a big demo, but Satsuma not following quickly enough. As I say that, it doesn't matter how slow he is for the follow-up there, because a great demo coming through allows a copious amount of time for Satsuma to go all the way round the field practically, get onto the opposite side and just put it into the opposite corner. 2 apiece, 2 minutes 5 seconds remaining. This is exactly what we expected from the finals.
That's a fantastic start to this game, because we knew that both teams could score, and it's good to see that both teams are, that no one's taking the occasion too seriously and clamming up on defense. Both teams looking for fantastic plays, and this could be an interesting one. All rounded tips onto the crossbar.
Yeah, and it looked like Poddy was just trying to beat him out there in terms of strength. Wasn't able to. Kiri's now going to look at the sidewall, but Poddy's there early, and he's gone for the read and the pre-flip, but get either, and that would have been an amazing play and something that you guys should definitely be clipping if something like that comes off.
Clips, definitely clips.
It's clips.
It's
I hope they're aware. If they're not aware by now, something's gone wrong. But as we're talking about,
something has gone wrong.
Don't clip that one, because all that's going to happen is Kiri is going to feel bad, I think. No, sorry, all-rounder just waiting in the center. Deer trapped in the headlights there. He doesn't move an inch, and K3 just puts it round him easily. 3-2, and Kiel are back in front in this game. They were losing 2-0, pull back the 3 goals, and at the moment they're looking stronger than this Kent team is looking. Kent just look like they're faltering a little bit now towards the end of this first game.
Yeah, they started very hot, but the Kent boys are sort of floundering a little bit here. They've, I think, let it get into their head when the first goal went in that it might not be plain sailing, and now, of course, they've got it all to do in the final minute.
Yeah, definitely. All-rounder putting it to the left, trying to find Kiri. Kiri not quick enough there. Fortunately for All-rounder, he's picked up the boost. He's got the boost to play with now, but Satsuma going for the top of the crossbar, and Poddy will look to follow, puts it in. K3 all the way back. He's not willing to chase this too hard, and a demo coming out puts an extra kill man in the defense. Poddy going to need a big booming clear. He's going to be looking for Satsuma. He's going to push it back down for Poddy, and he almost gets the play there. Would have been a great one to see there. Would have been one of the best passing plays we'd have seen all day, but not able to come through. And the counter-attack there, but Poddy up early, clearing it out of the way of Microphone.
All-rounder was in a very awkward position there, but he did well to turn on that when he did. This could work out well. Final 10 seconds, of course. Kent need something soon, otherwise this game one's going to the boys in blue.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say this game one is definitely going the way of blue. As a team, as Kent hit the crossbar, they can't get it up, they can't keep it up, and unfortunately for them, Kiel taking the first game. And it's difficult to see. Rocketeers obviously came into this with all the momentum, having just come off of the back of a very good win on Birmingham, but they just can't keep out Kiel's offensive plays here.
Well, I think, even for us, I've casted a 7-game series and had a short break, and I'm a little tired. You can only imagine what these players would be like after a proper series like that. It's exhausting to play at this level for such a long period of time, and Kent could be slightly suffering from fatigue here, although it could just be first game jitters against a team they're unfamiliar with.
Yeah, obviously Kiel are just not making the same sort of defensive mistakes that Birmingham were making last game. Kiel have come out and they've reset mentally. Satsuma playing so much better. All of the team of Kiel within 30 points of each other, and Rockenteers within 10 points of each other. It just goes to show that we are seeing two teams playing as teams this time. In previous series, we've seen 100, 200, 300 point gaps between players in the team. But this time, every single person pulling their weight, nobody being the backpack. And it goes to show because the quality that we're seeing is just fantastic.
It is. And these two teams, they will be evenly matched. I think you're right. Kent are probably being a bit reticent to make the plays only because they've been gifted with more before. But Kiel aren't going to let stuff go so easily. So I think Kent's going to have to come out their shells a little bit here in game 2.
Definitely. But as we say that, starting off early, Kiel are really trying to pile on this pressure. Satsuma with a bit of a miss there all round. They're trying to play it centre for Kiri. Kiri also trying to play it. And I've just seen Kiri has put on in brackets as his name Num. So I'm going to start referring to him as such. I know you guys all watching want to hear him referred to as Num. So I'll do it. I don't know if it's Num or Num. If someone could correct me, tell me if it was 1 or 2. But as we're carrying on this game, all-rounder trying to pass it up to Num. No one getting it. And Poddy trying to play it, but he hasn't got the boost. And all-rounder with the clear, and Num just waiting in goal, seeing if this play develops and risking the backboard clear here.
Yeah, well, it's been a more solid start from both teams. I think by this point in game 1, we had a goal apiece, and so both teams wising up a little to each other's tricks, but something's going to have to give sooner or later, of course, because these games never end in a draw.
Yeah, definitely. K3, a good little clear there, but this is a miss, and struggle on defense. A good little pop-up, and Poddy's going to put it into the corner for Satsuma.
That's a good touch.
Following, and it could be a great goal. He's not able to get it on target, and all-rounder taking the pressure off. Trying to take it on this wall, but he's put it straight into the path of Poddy. Poddy with the bump and the second bump, but not quite putting this on target. And the pressure coming through from Satsuma. He's going to look to get it to Poddy in center. Poddy with the shot, and it's great. It's crossbar down. It goes too high, and K3 following up. And it feels like Kiel should have got a goal by now, but nothing coming their way. And Num just putting it high, but he's got little boost to work with here. Grabs the 100, and the ball gets cleared. Satsuma with the attempted shot, and Microphone with an easy save.
Yeah, it's much more evenly matched from these two teams so far. In the first game, we had a period of Kent dominance, followed by a period of Kiel dominance, but both teams trading much more evenly as K3 slips one in. Not quite sure what happened to the Kent defense here.
Yeah, so we see Satsuma going for the shot, Microphone going up, and all-rounder also pre-jumping the first one. He wasn't expecting Microphone to get it. Microphone does, and it takes him completely out of play. Num nowhere to be seen. And unfortunately, at this point, along with being named Num, I'm pretty sure this Kent team are feeling Num. There's just nothing they can do against this Kiel team. They're just so dominant in their performance so far, and they need to try and pick up the pace. They need to get a few more passes going in, but everything they do is just being shut down by this Kent team.
Yeah, it really is. Kiel just seem like they've got the right number at the moment, and Kent in the position that they put Birmingham last time. They're going to have to change something if they want to get anything out of the series.
Yeah, and as we say that, play going towards the defense of Kent, but no one there to challenge it very early. Easy shot coming through, beats out Microphone, and that's so important. But a good pass down from Num, and no one there to follow. K3 puts it onto the side, a high pass, and we're seeing a follow-up from Microphone, but it's slow, and it allows Kent Kiel the perfect opportunity to get out, and a good save is going to be needed here. A difficult position there for K3. He's not facing the right direction, but a good bait out and a good 50 coming his way, just relieving the pressure from Kiel here. And Microphone on his own. Poddy looking to hit it. He should have been looking for the bump play instead. Should have been looking to take out the last defender, the only one capable of stopping it. And this is all-rounder onto the backboard, and Kiri is there, and Mr. Num gets a num goal.
It's an absolutely fantastic play, especially from all-rounder there, to have the awareness where the on-rushing defender was. Loft that ball high onto the backboard, and Kiri just needed to place it around one defender with a whole net to aim at, not too hard, one apiece.
Yeah, and as you say, it's a great pass from all-rounder, but Num just there, following much quicker than any of that Kiel team is able to do. And Poddy challenging him in the midfield, trying to make sure that a repeat of the last goal doesn't happen. But all-rounders hitting it high, and it looks like it could be a repeat. It isn't. Poddy with a great save coming through there. So crucial, so critical. We said it first game. He has been the rock in defense at the moment. But still, pressure is going towards their goal. Microphone up early. He's going to look at the backboard and look for Numb. But Numb again cut out by Poddy. And Poddy is just cutting out everything that this Kent team is throwing on target.
Yeah, Poddy is the reason that this Kiel team aren't losing this game, and I think they'll have much to be thankful for. If they can get anything out of this, it'll all be down to his work on defense.
Yeah, definitely. And a good drop down, but Poddy can't read it. It comes out a little bit too, expecting it to almost like flush with the back wall, and a double commit coming through there, trying to challenge his own team. It's not the greatest decision. It's left one man back. Is Microphone. He's able to deal with it well. Challenges early, even though he's last man back. It's a good challenge, and Poddy good clear onto his side. Numb trying to get the shot. Microphone trying to get the block, and nothing coming to fruition for this team.
Yeah, and as we tick into the final 30 seconds, these teams are going to be getting nervy. Satsuma with the chance, and it's off the post. No one there to follow it up on the opposite side, so it trickles across the goal, but Kent will be feeling like they've got away with one there.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got to appreciate, I think, that Microphone's ability to remain calm. If he moves an inch, and we've seen it happen in so many games, it hits off of him and it goes straight in. And it happens in high-level play. But all-rounder with the 50, and it has gone straight in with only 7 seconds left. You can't be pushing all of your players up that far. Poddy needs to be back a little bit further, but unfortunately for him, it's not. And the 50 goes the way of Kent, and they could be taking this second game in what seemed like a pretty even match, but an overcommit from Kiel turns the tide sour for this Kiel team, and they're not able to hold out. Rock NT has taken the victory with only 7 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's, harsh realities you have to face sometimes when you play this game. You can do everything right and just one lapse in concentration like you found there. Kiel pushed up too far, got a bit lost on the final offense, saw their name in flashing lights with a big 0-second play maybe, and just got a bit ahead of themselves and forgot about the fact that, in fact, that play could happen to them as well as from.
Yeah, an all-rounder coming in chat with the G's already. He's trying to really just play with this mentality of this Kiel team, and K3 does not seem to be rising to it though. And you could see a very different Kiel coming out though. Now they could just be a lot more aggressive. We know that Kiel are capable of doing so, and I think they're going to want to shut this Kent team up now. Ken, a bit risky coming out with stuff like that so early on, but a good bit of banter and a good bit of sportsmanship. Neither team being too toxic. But Kent taking that victory, and it's going to be an interesting third game. Again, we're seeing games traded early on. I don't think any of the games we've watched on stream yet have gone to 2-0 in the series.
None of the games we've watched yet on stream have had a team win more than 2 in a row. So this could be a tied record. But, of course, Game 3, by our logic, should go to the team that won Game 1. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. But we'll see that from, I think, the very start of the game as a good bump onto all-rounder. I don't think it was meant, but a good opportunity to score there. And Kiri just popping it to the side. And now they're going to struggle. I don't know if Poddy got that boost. I think he just picked up the 12 pad, but a good shot into center. And nobody is there. All-rounder with an easy open goal, all stemming from Microphone's pass into center. Numb getting a block on the Merc. It's almost illegal. Everybody knows you're not meant to out 50 a Merc. That is the entire reason you pick a Merc. He may as well just change now. But a good 50 coming that way, and all-rounder with a great follow-up leads to a first goal.
It's not going to come to anything, but that dunk was insane from Kiel there, and it's not looking good for the boys in blue at the moment. Oh, Poddy, though, might have changed that. Microphone gets stuck on the post, and we're back to level terms.
Yeah, and this was a great play from Satsuma. He tries to beat out the opposition. He can see he's not going to do so, so happily just tries to pinch it into the corner. Does so, Poddy with the follow-up, and he gets a great angle on that shot. Opposite corner to the one he's in, and it is a great little angle there. And 1 apiece, 4 minutes 30 remaining, and this is a good start from both teams.
Yeah, it's a good start from both teams, but I think both teams need to tighten up because, 2 goals inside 30 seconds is not what you want to see.
Yeah, and a bad hit from Satsuma, but fortunately a good pass from Num and a bad shot leads Satsuma an easy save, and he comes in to bail out his team again. All-rounder with a hit into the post. He's got enough boost to try and recover, but Satsuma with the shot, and you're right, he had the time but just didn't take it, and this is where they're dangerous. And a great save from K3, but the follow-up from All-rounder again leads to the second goal, and All-rounder's follow-up has been crucial.
Eerie.
So far from Kent, but Kiri almost with a great flip, but K3, the save, unbelievable.
Kiri deserves a lot of credit for that assist. He nearly had the entire team there, but a fantastic flick to get back to that with such little boost, and it's set up his team very well there for their second goal.
Yeah, and he's gone for a good 50, but Microphone with a bad shot, but All-rounder following up again, and he is causing problems for this kill team so far, and it's going to be a back ball pass.
Ooh.
But Poddy, they're easy to clear that one out.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you can do to look really good in a twos match when there's more space afforded, but in threes you're unlikely to get that much time to get balls off the backboard. So the infield passes like that are liable to be more successful.
Yeah, and it's a pop over, and it's going straight in, but a great save from Num. I don't know how he managed to stop that one. Absolutely crucial and critical. It looked like it was in, but a great stop on his half. Great composure. And unfortunately for him, it might cause a goal, but no one on the follow-up. K3 going for the double touch, and he gets it, but straight down into the path of Microphone, and it is going out, and a possible counter-attack, but Poddy there to stop play developing.
Poddy again playing that defensive stalwart role, just aware where that ball might end up and ready for it in case it was coming out quicker.
Yeah, Microphone jumping up early for that one. Not really sure it was the best decision. Satsuma was so early to that. Team should be calling that he's not going to be beating him to that. But a good pass into center, but no one following too quickly. Num putting it to the left. He's going to look at taking it right. He fakes him out. He tries to get past center, but takes it a little bit too far. But Poddy's passed it perfectly. Center for Microphone, and a miss. And nobody there to follow up quickly enough from Kill's team. 2-1 still, and honestly it could be more, but this is going just to the right hand side. A miss from K3. Satsuma with the save, and this is now biting stuff right now. You just don't know who's scoring next.
No, and I mean both teams have had their opportunities to either extend the lead or nullify it, but I think Kiel might be feeling the more hard done by of these two teams with their offensive pressure.
And as we say that, two big misses coming the way of Kent's defense. Well, number one, I think, was maybe Microphone, and then All-rounder not expecting him to miss, misses himself, can't get the stop on Poddy, but it stems from a good bit of pressure from K3, pass into center, and the Merc comes through to Merc the defense.
Yeah, and it's like you say, at this kind of level, one miss often produces a couple more because players expect touches to happen. They'll expect their teammates to make it clear or the opponents to make a certain touch in a certain way. And when it doesn't come out, they're flummoxed by it and in the wrong position. And they make a second miss like we saw there, and that's cost Kent, unfortunately.
Definitely all-rounder managing to get the boost down. A good pass, and he's dropped it down perfectly for Microphone. And that's a great play there from all-rounder. Picked up the mid-boost. He gets the second touch here. Great pass. The third touch just dropping it down. K3 not expecting the third one. And I think that has just taken it past K3 to a point he's not able to save a Microphone. Great shot. If you're clipping in chat, clip that one. He'll want to see it back. It was a great little play from him there.
It was. All-rounder really set that one up beautifully. And I thought for a second he was going to get the second touchdown and target from there. But even so, a fantastic pass, and it's given Kent the lead again.
Yeah, and as you say, Kent taking the lead. But Kiel not giving up yet. The pressure coming from them still relentless. K3 challenging them early in the midfield, but Satsuma getting the clear out. K3 won't be able to beat him to it. Or Willie gets a pass up into center. Poddy just needs to drop this back for somebody, but a double commit means nobody is following that one up. And Num has the potential to take this further, but K3 cutting him out early.
It's not something we saw much from Kiri in that first series we watched. He's had a couple of great dribbling chances here, and he's made good use of them, particularly that flick in a game we just saw. Set up some great opportunities for Kent here.
Yeah, it really has. And as we say that, Microphone trying to challenge Poddy. He's taken himself out of the play completely, but found a good pass center and a great pass to Poddy and a better shot from him. And this is the kind of clear out play that it almost feels like they've taken from Birmingham. K3 with a great pass to Poddy. Poddy still
Whoa.
following that, and it's a great shot. Admittedly, it's an open goal, but still credit to him. The redirect is unbelievable there.
131 kilometers an hour from within his own half. That was an absolutely fantastic shot from Poddy. That's just what you need to lift your spirits as time ticks down if you're Kiel.
Yeah, definitely. And Satsuma playing it far, trying to get a block on here. All-rounder playing it high. The shut out the game now goes for a demo on Poddy, but Poddy with their clear before he's able to do so. And Satsuma clearing it down. And K3 with the shot, but Akiri with the shot. K3 with the save.
It's unlucky from Kiri. Just didn't quite position himself right to get there. This could be it though from microphone. Doesn't quite get the touch. Kiri's back again. Satsuma with a fantastic piece of defensive work.
Yeah, and the defense really holding out here for K3, for Kiel. As I say that, Satsuma clearing the lines. He's looking to take it high. He's going to look for a pass center to Poddy, but doesn't. Instead looks for a solo play. Not the best decision. And a block in there. All-rounder going for the shot. Poddy with the patience to hold off on that back post means he's able to get an easy save and a big clear from K3, and it's going towards center here. Kiri with a great little flick. Poddy following up early. Good pass coming in. K3 trying to put it back into center. All-rounder with the block, and Satsuma re-blocking that one. He's going to look again to put it center, but he's got a bad hit there. And Poddy, big clear. K3 trying to get the read, but doesn't beat out All-rounder. But All-rounder putting it back into his own defense, and this is risky. K3 expecting the hit. It doesn't come out, and Poddy's just looking to try and keep play alive.
That's good work soaking up the pressure from Kent. Nothing really came of it from Kiel, but they made sure to keep a hold of their back boosts and make sure that nothing was going to come towards their net with any force, and it's done them well here as they try to break out.
Yeah, and Satsuma, good pass into center, but they're not able to get anything from it. An All-rounder clearing it off his back wall. K3 is going to look to follow this one up, but All-rounder, another great touch and another great touch, and they're left on the back foot are Kiel, and they're going to struggle, but they've managed to take out a man in the midfield just to stop that play developing there. K3 going to need to take this solo, gets over one, gets over the second. The second was a big miss. All-rounder there, though, to stop the play, and it looked dangerous there.
Yeah, that is not what All-rounder will have been particularly happy to see. I think there'll be some words about the effect that had on his mental health after this, because that would have been absolutely heart-stopping to watch.
Yeah, definitely. And as K3 doesn't manage to get a great clear, Poddy putting it back towards Satsuma. A great pass there, but Satsuma wasting opportunity, but a big miss coming through, and it's dropped straight down for Poddy, who's found the top right corner, and All-rounder. Phenomenal save there, pinching it with the top corner. It didn't look savable, but All-rounder, unbelievable play there. If you're clipping the goals, you've got to clip the saves as well, and that deserves it. Unbelievable play.
That's just testament, really, to how well Kent are marshalling their own boost on defense. If All-rounder hadn't had plenty of boost, he would never have had a chance of making that. But Kent have been keeping Kiel away from their own corners. Kiel like to try and rotate out on the corner and get the boost on their way back, but they haven't been able to do it much against this Kent side, and it's kept this overtime going.
And Satsuma trying to get Poddy, trying to get the pass off on the backboard to Satsuma. Can't do it. K3 with the shot on target, but All-rounder taking his time, taking the pressure off, but not the greatest decision there. But a good 50 means he's able to clear the play. Microphone up early. K3 trying to get the block. He does so, trying to put it over Kiri, but he can't. A microphone attempted block there. All-rounder's going to look to put it high in a pass into center for Kiri, who can beat out the team. And Num has taken the game again, and we're seeing a back-to-back victory in games from Rocketeers for the first time this early. Teams have been trading off games, but this time Rocketeers just beating out this Kiel team. We said that Rocketeers looked like they were playing the strongest coming into this game out of all the teams, but that save, we have to give credit to All-rounder. That was unbelievable and stopped them from conceding there. Rocketeers, we know they're so good on defense, but we've got to give credit to both teams here. A total in the match of 19 saves between both the teams. 10 from Kiel, 9 from Rocketeers, but the one coming out from All-rounder, the best we've seen in the entirety of NSE so far. It was the perfect placement from Poddy. It didn't look like anybody was going to save it, and it was insane. Deserves all the credit he's being given for that save so far. Even Poddy in chat saying, best save he's ever seen, no lie, and I think I've probably got to agree with him there.
Yeah, I really do as well. It's absolutely amazing. I was drafting my speech about Kiel's victory in Game 3 as I fly towards the top corner, and it looked all but over, and all-rounder from a really awkward starting position as well did fantastically to get back to it, and it's served his team well as they take Game 3.
Yeah, and as we see this game going the way of Kent, Kiel now chasing the lead they initially had. 2-1 in games. As this fourth game starts, I honestly could not call who would win this.
No, I think really it's looking likely to go the distance again, but of course this game is kind of crucial in that, because Kiel lose again, there's a risk of things beginning to come undone. Kent could really get a head of steam going, and Kiel could really fall victim to their own, mental acuity, but Kiel can get this back. I really think it'll go all the way.
And they might be able to get it back here. A pass needing from K3, doesn't get it high enough, and a miss from Satsuma, and Poddy left on the backfield, gets a pinch with him into his own corner, and K3 with a good clear there. But Microphone, a good little dunk on him there, and Poddy's needing to clear his lines. They're not doing a great job of it. They're looking pressured at the moment.
God, everything all-rounder's doing is going out for him at the moment. He's got a fantastic double touch across the thing. I'm not even sure he meant to. Kiri with a fantastic
narrow angle redirect into the bottom right, and he's put Kent, I apologise, 1-0 up.
Yeah, and he's got to give credit there to Microphone. The infield pass, it would have been so much easier for him to just put it higher and round the wall. Instead, opts for the infield, knowing his teammate's going to be there. Clearly, the comms are just there this game, and none with a follow-through, and it is easy for him.
It's absolutely fantastic play. Kent looking completely in command of this series at the moment.
And Satsuma with a good little block there, and it leaves one on defense, but he can't get it past him. But a good pass to center, but Kiri there, clearing it high and wide. Poddy, good shot, and this time, no one is saving that one. K3 with the absolute lathering shot there, just smashes it into the top of the goal, and nobody, neither all-rounder nor Kiri, can even jump to that. Unbelievable.
This is fantastic plays, really worthy of the final of this game here. We've seen fantastic offense from both teams, and more pertinently, fantastic defense as well. Both teams are now going to be intent to prove me wrong, but Poddy couldn't have done much about that, and Kent retake the lead.
Yeah, Poddy should have been staying down there, shouldn't have been challenging with Satsuma, would have been in a good place in goal to save it. Instead, jumps with Satsuma. Satsuma, an okay clear, but clears it straight into the path of this Kent team, and Kent make it 2-1, an immediate response to the goal just scored from Kiel.
Yeah, it's what you want, really, if you're following the boys in orange here, because that goal was such a good one from K3 that they would have had momentum, but Poddy's not letting them take it for free. That's 2-2.
Yeah, and this comes off of the back of a bit of a miss here from the Kent team. All three in goal, no one able to stop it. Poddy with the perfect placement, but good pressure coming through from Kiel. And again, a good response to the second goal from Kent.
Yeah, it's been neck and neck this series all the way through, and I think really, if this doesn't go to at least 6 games, it'll be an unfair reflection on whoever's the unlucky loser, because both teams have played lights out Rocket League so far.
Yeah, definitely, and Microphone trying to play it into that corner there. Can't get anything from it. All-rounder with a good challenge. Num looking for the backboard. Satsuma up early and gets a touch, which is enough to clear his lines. K3 with 100 boost. Looking for Satsuma, but Satsuma rotating too quickly back from that offense. They need to try and keep the pressure up here. K3 is going to be looking for Poddy at some point, but Poddy instead looking for the bump plays as he rotates out and back towards the goal.
Poddy doing something that Kiel haven't managed to do that much at that point up till now, and take some boost from Kent on the way back. It might set up a bit more offensive pressure for a longer time, although that's a fantastic clear from all-rounder. It should give Kent time to stock up.
Yeah, and all-rounder trying to go for it again, but K3 just cutting out the play, trying to get a block onto Num.
Oh,
and this
three.
is where they're going to struggle, especially with that demo coming out. A good pass coming through. Poddy for the shot. But all-rounder there to save the day again for Ken. I don't want to mention it again, but regardless, I have to. It was a good infield pass.
It was. No, but this is the thing, is that we can keep saying they're good infield passes because they keep producing them. These teams that we've seen so far, a lot of this tournament, they haven't been consistently producing the passes like these two teams have, and that's probably a key part of the reason why they're in the final.
Definitely. The team mechanics from both of these are just coming out so much stronger than most of the teams we've seen so far. The chemistry there, morale is there, and like you say, big demo, but all-rounder not able to get the shot on quickly enough. Poddy looking to take it round.
That's awkward.
Kiri there, quick, and he's looking for the touch again, and it's a great read. Slows it down with the wheels of his car, just tipping it over the top of the final defender, who I think is Satsuma, and it is perfect. Great redirect, great read, and it is fantastic.
That's a very worthy way for Kent to take the lead back. It's fantastic to watch this game because in our other series there's been a lot of moments where the tension builds and then a goal goes in due to a massive mistake or a big overcommit, and you feel like it's a bit of an anticlimax, but these goals have been treating us so far.
Yeah, Kiri, good pass again off on the backboard. And Kiri's going to look at trying to get this back in, does so, but Satsuma up early, all-rounder not even opting to jump, knowing he's going to get beat. Play a microphone, just looking to continue that pressure that they're so far putting on to this kill defense. The Satsuma pass over to K3, and K3 can't make contact. And all-rounder leaving it for microphone. Good decision there. Allows the team to get back on defense. And again, the pressure from Kill is relentless at the moment.
Yeah, but to their credit, Kent are doing what they've done best so far and soak up some of this pressure. We've been crediting their defense as much, if not more, as their offense so far in the series we've seen them play, and they've got 30 seconds left to hold out to take a command 3-1 lead.
Yeah, and this would be the first time, as we said at the start, that we would see a team taking three, and they've done it. Num has popped it over the top of all of them. A great flick from him. He takes his time, sees K3's a little bit too close, watches him turn, and just flicks it into an open net. Nobody on defense there for the kill team, and it looks as if Kent is set to take 3 games straight. And I have been informed that actually, I tell a lie, it was 4-0 to Arctic Foxes in the losers in the kind of
third place match.
Yeah, in the third place match of this challenger bracket, 4-0, so a complete sweep coming out there, which is quite impressive. But back to this game, 0 seconds left, and Kent take the 3rd game on the trot after it looked like such a dominant performance coming out from Kent, from Kiel in the first game of the series. And Kent have just responded so perfectly.
Yeah, I think Kent perhaps took a while to adjust to this Kiel structure because they realised that they weren't perhaps going to be getting as many gifted opportunities, as many sort of mistake plays to capitalise upon, and they realised that they wouldn't be able to just wait around for an opportunity to present itself. And since they've started looking for opportunities, they've played some of the best offense we've seen all tournament.
Yeah, they really have. And as we say that, 4-2. The save still coming out from Kiel, but this time just not enough to stop an absolute battering that Kent are doing. They are putting so much pressure on their boost, starving perfectly. Every single time it looks like Kiel have the opportunity to clear the ball, a Kent player is there following it up, stopping any sort of play developing and blocking the opportunity to get it out of their own defensive half.
Yeah, and it's been absolutely fantastic from both teams, but you've got to say that Kent are looking the more superior of the two at the moment. But of course, we've seen bigger swings than this in NSE crucial games. Kiel need 3 on the trot, and it's definitely possible.
And as we begin this 5th game, Rocket and Tears are now going to need to pull off 3 Kiel are going to have to pull off 3 back-to-back victories if they're going to hold off this Kent team. I personally just don't think it's doable. This Kent team has just looked so strong this game, even with the caliber of team that Kiel have. Kent have just looked dominating.
Yeah, I think really it's one of those where Kiel can certainly get better. We've seen them play a bit better than they have, but I think to get anything from this series at this point, Kent are going to have to get worse because they're playing absolutely fantastic Rocket League at the moment, and without a couple of mistakes, I don't see Kiel getting 3 on the trot.
Not one, as we say that. K3 trying to take it on the sidewall. Poddy with an early challenge, but Kiri turning quickly. And the pass coming through, but unfortunately to the opposition, and an attempted demo from Microphone onto Poddy to stop him clearing the lines. They know that he's one of the best at doing so at this point in time, and they're just trying to take him out of the play early on to stop it happening. A good block coming through. No one's in defense. I say that. Microphone with the great save. It's a good pass back center. No one can save that one though. And Satsuma with the goal from a great pass from K3 there. Poddy to K3. K3 back onto the sidewall for Satsuma, and Satsuma absolutely dominating that goal area. But it was a great save coming out initially from Microphone, but just not enough to hold off the attack from Kiel.
Yeah, and more importantly for Kiel, I think, just to have scored on one of their first offensive pushes, my goodness me, K3 making it 2 from 2, and Kiel showing some efficiency that we haven't seen so far.
Yeah, and K3 with almost a solo play there, but gets a good block. All-rounder and Microphone double committing for the save. They don't want to K3 going over the top. Instead, it pops straight out to Satsuma, and Satsuma with the follow-up. And the speed Kiel have started this game with so much faster, but as I say that, all-rounder, basically a kick-off goal from him. Pinch go to the sidewall. Great kickoff there and great follow-up from all-rounder. We commented on his ability to follow up earlier on in the series, and he's showing us it again. 2-1, pulling back a goal, and only a minute 5 gone on the clock.
He really is an all-rounder. We've seen probably one of the most fantastic saves we'll see all season from him so far. And it's an absolutely brilliant shot. 126 kph from there. Takes some doing, especially reading it off the sidewall like that. So challenging.
Yeah, an all-rounder almost pulling it off again. He can't get the goal that time. A great save coming through from Poddy. And all-rounder still trying to follow this up. They're trying to be as fast as Kiel are, and that could be their downfall if they're not careful, because it often leads to a lack of defense. But in this particular situation, they're pulling it off well.
This Kent team is... I'm glad I didn't finish that sentence. I'm not going to tell you what I was going to say.
Yeah, I almost don't think you should finish that one off. K3 solo play, all-rounder expecting Microphone to get it. Microphone jumping too late, and all-rounder by that point is caught off guard. 3-1, and we've still got 3 minutes 17 left. It's the quickest set of goals we've seen so far.
Yeah, but while that's a blessing in one way for Kiel, of course, they've got a quick start, which is exactly what they would have wanted. They've got plenty of time left for Kent to come back into this, and that's something that they could be very likely to do.
They're definitely doing. K3 going for the redirect. Satsuma was there ready for the pass, but K3 seeing his name in lights doesn't do the pass, instead opts for the solo play, and Satsuma's left trying to recover.
Microphone went for a very ambitious dunk there, but he's managed to make it work in the rotation by catching that. Of course, none of the Kent players going to have much boost now. It might cost them, but Microphone makes a fantastic save to keep them in it.
Yeah, Microphone, we know he's capable of saving it, same as all-rounder. All of this Kent team really good on the defense. Kiri, so good on the offense as well, and an attempted pinch coming the way does not clear the lines very well. K3 is up super early to that one, but so is all-rounder. Stops the play developing. Poddy up again early. He's going to be out. Microphone here is going to drop down center, and Poddy has saved it. He didn't mean to do it. He was just landing. K3 with the shot. But if we clip that as well, because that will be harsh for this Kiel team to see. A great save from Poddy. A good pass in. It doesn't matter. Poddy scoring by himself. The defense on the Kent team expecting, I think, Satsuma there to get the touch. He doesn't get it. An all-rounder baited out. Instead bounces from the top corner post and goes straight into the net.
I think Kent are approaching this the wrong way. Obviously, it's hard for me to see because it's difficult for us to keep tabs on everyone's boost levels all at once. But when Kent get the ball in their defensive side, they're suddenly, now that they're down, going for long clears, which there's logic in it in that, of course, it gets the ball into the right area of the pitch close and fast. But there's never anyone to follow it up, and the kind of ping pong play that it produces is just going to suit Kiel because they'll hammer the ball back all day. They've got a 3-goal cushion.
Yeah, definitely. And Satsuma coming in quick, trying to get the play. Poddy with a great block on there. All-rounder going for the high ball. Poddy's got the block on it, and it's basically an open net, but nobody is following from Kiel. It's a good decision. They don't need to be following at this point in time.
Yeah. It's great work from Poddy just to run time and boost off the clock. 2 Kent players went up for aerials then to try and get that, and Poddy just levels them all and keeps the ball in the right place for Kiel.
Yeah, and as we say that, 1 minute left, and Satsuma following up quickly. It's another, and it's 5-1, and this in games is a huge response from Kiel. They needed this. They were struggling to score, struggling to pull off the pass plays, and at the moment, 4 of the 5 goals assisted with, I think, maybe just K3's as an unassisted goal. But even so, it's been a great game so far. Kiel have showed us what they're capable of doing, what they're capable of pulling off, and this could very much go all the way if Kent don't find a response to this sort of play style.
Yeah, I think Kent, 40 seconds left. You can forget about this game. You haven't played badly. Kiel have just really woken up, and if you can iron out a couple of mistakes, there's no reason you can't get your win, but you've got to be thinking, if you're a Kent player, you'll be sat there worrying, won't you, about if they lose this game 6, it will be very hard for them to turn it around in game 7.
Yeah, really will. K3 looking to clear it, but all-rounder there, ready to save it. Ready to try and get the goal, and Poddy is now left trying to clear his lines. He does so, gets it to Satsuma. Going to be another goal, I say that, but Satsuma can't get it on target, and it's unfortunate. K3 into the centre again for Satsuma, still can't get it on target, gets it high, and K3 dropping it under the bar, and I think somebody needs to clip it. It didn't make any difference to the game itself, but K3 dropping it under that bar didn't look like he'd be able to get that, and I think all-rounder might have just... Sorry, I'm not sure who it actually was. It might have actually been Microphone, because all-rounder coming in at the end of that play. But Microphone just helping that go in. But nevertheless, K3 slowing down that ball enough to fit it under that bar. And that was a dominant performance from Kiel. They absolutely pulled apart Rocketeers. And if you were to base the entire series on that, you'd think Kiel were winning. But 3-2, unbelievable.
That was absolutely fantastic from Kiel. It's just the response you want. Obviously, losing 3 games in a row is never ideal, and to turn it around like that in game 5 is absolutely amazing. And they'll really put some life back into this series, because it could have fizzled out had Kent taken an early lead.
Yeah, and if Kiel can keep up the amount of pressure offensively that they put on there, they're just going to absolutely crush Kent. And that's not to take credit away from Kent. They've been good defensively. But there's only so much you can do when everybody is, pressuring the ball 24/7 from this Kiel team. You can't get it out of your own goal. It's just not possible. And that is exactly what Kent are currently being faced with. Every single attack they make, it's just, it's unreal. Kiel are just not letting up.
No, they're really not. And this is the Kiel again that we saw come out towards the end of the series in the match against the Arctic Foxes, and it was the Kiel that won, and it might be the Kiel that wins again. If this team continues to play like that for another 2 games, Kent are going to have some problems.
Yeah, and Kent immediately trying to find these passes coming through, immediately able to get the clear out, but zero boost. He's taken himself completely out of play. We just saw mid boost get taken, so he's going to need to try and recover quickly. He does so. Microphone now has all the time in the world, pops it over Poddy, but K3 there, all 3 defenders really there for the Kiel team. Not a problem for them.
Now and again, low boost and, defensive pressure is not a recipe for a long clear. They're trying to it long. No one's got any boost. They want to keep that, try and get a 50, waste time so that the teammates can get boosted, and then try and push it out on offense. But Kent seems to be panicking a bit on defense, having seen Kiel scoring form in the last game.
Yeah, they are, and it continues. Kent not putting on much pressure onto this defense of Kiel. But as I say that, K3 bringing the pressure on himself, popping it straight for Kiri. Kiri's now got a perfect potential to pass it in field, doesn't manage it. And Satsuma again causing a problem for his own team. If it's not K3, it's Satsuma, and Poddy is left trying to clear the lines and trying to get the block on there.
That's a great pass up from Kiri, but he's not quite going to get back to the down again from Microphone. But better from Kent. It's the kind of offensive pressure that they'll need. Of course, easy to forget after that whitewash in the last game that they're actually still only one game away from a victory here.
Yeah, and a good little play coming through. Poddy trying to pass it to Satsuma. Num reading that early, and a great bump coming through. But no one risking the follow-up there from Kent. They know if they leave that goal open, it's just going to get immediately scored on. All-rounder to Num. Num will look to get it center at some point to Microphone. He does so, but K3 there to beat him out. And Poddy's going to look for center for Satsuma. Instead, K3 following, and Satsuma's holding off. He's going to get it high, but no one on the follow-up from Kiel, meaning a relatively open goal for All-Rounder, and the counter-attack comes through beautifully. Microphone to All-Rounder straight into the net. We saw it in, I think, game 1 when it was K3 to Poddy, and Poddy doing the same sort of thing. This time it's Microphone to All-Rounder, and that is their retaliation.
That was a fantastic shot. 124 kph with a bounce is not something you see particularly often, and of course, if you're Kent now, that's all you need. Just need to sit still and not concede for the next 3 minutes, just a bit less. And you'll be Challenger final winners.
Yeah, and Satsuma pushing it high. Num getting the block on there, and Satsuma's looking for an infield pass. Can't get it. No pass, but a big miss, like you say, and Poddy's following it up. A good pinch, but takes it too far. Satsuma looking to get it into the corner. Drops down into the center, and K3 there, but can't get the double touch. Puts it high instead, and an easy clear out now for Kent, and they have the opportunity to take this, and Kiri, but All-Rounders now following and can't find the target.
That could have been impressive, and that is really not the goal you want to see if you're on Kiel. An unfortunate 50 goes a bit wrong there, and Microphone gets a fantastic pinch finish.
Yeah, and this is always the risk of trying to flick it infield when you're taking it out of your own half. An easy block can come out, and it does so. It leads to the goal. Nobody expecting it on this Kiel team, and now Kiel are left trying to claw back this 2-0 loss in this game.
Well, they might do it here. Satsuma with a fantastic dunk. Gets it past 2, and Microphone wasn't expecting it to reach him and wasn't ready. One back.
Yeah, Poddy with a great pass off onto that corner. Kiri almost getting a great touch. I wasn't really expecting Satsuma to get the block on there, but he does so perfectly. Pulls back one of the 2 needed goals, and they're going to feel a lot better now.
Yeah, but they're not out of the woods yet. This Kent team look a lot hotter than they have done in the last game, and the fact that Kiri went up for that so quickly shows just how confident they are at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. But even if you go up quickly, you can't leave the goal that open. And that was a massive risk, and it's probably going to leave the goal. But K3 being blocked out by Microphone. Microphone doing everything he needed to there to stop that play from causing them a conceded goal. But as I say that, Satsuma, a great pass off of the corner. Again, that corner is coming to haunt this Kent team. K3 reading it earlier than anybody else is able to, and it is an easy goal.
Yeah, that was much better from Kiel, but Kent sort of fell apart a bit on the defensive side there, and for a team that's been doing so well on defense, looks like nerves might finally be getting the better of them. K3 manages to keep it out.
And an attempted double touch, but a miss there on the defense means All-Rounder has the whole game. I think it was K3 with the miss. It might have been Poddy. No, Poddy with the miss there. An All-Rounder can see K3's not facing the right direction. Pops it to the right-hand side. Doesn't even need to be all the way. Easy goal. 3-2.
Yeah, that's fantastic work from the guys there. And it's looking a little bit ropey for Kiel now. Time ticking down. Just over a minute left. And if Kent can keep it like this, they'll be our Challenger bracket winners.
And I think it's likely to be the case. Kent are just pressuring this goal now. They're doing exactly what they did to them, and a good down. But Microphone with the miss goes up a little more freestyle than he probably should have. And now a good pass coming the way of Kiel, and Poddy shutting out the block that Kent managed to get on that play.
Microphone looks for the near post. Poddy knocks it out, but Satsuma again hit it a bit too far, and Poddy had to stretch for it. Could cause problems as we tick towards the final 30 seconds with All-Rounders taking the ball clear.
Yeah, and it very much looks as if Kiel are going to take this, in a bad hit there from K3. good clear. Satsuma trying to find a man in the middle. Can't do it. Plays it up high to K3. K3 needs to get a pass infield at some point to Poddy. He does so. And Poddy with the pass over. And this corner looks like it could be the downfall. But Poddy misses. He needs to get the boost. He needs to get the play. And the follow-up not
Kiri
there for Poddy. And Kiri might have just closed out this game. And he has done so. I think he's looking for a block. Gets it in all rounder. He's just going to leave it. And Rocketeers take the series. They take the challenger bracket 4 games to 2, and they are our victors.
That was absolutely fantastic play from Rocketeers, and I think they're the deserving winners. They had a couple of wobbles, but nowhere near as many wobbles as some of the other teams we've seen today, and I think that's really the reason they won, was their defensive solidity.
Yeah, definitely. And big congratulations there to Rocketeers. They did absolutely wonderful. They deserved the victory in the end. They played very, very well, and an absolute credit to them. Now, I think it's fair to say, so these teams obviously finishing 7th through to 10th in overall, so they've done incredible to finish in this top 10. It was so close to national. It almost could be said that Kent deserved to be a little bit higher than what they were, but just not able to get the points to get them into that national bracket. And all of the predictions, pretty much, I can't see a single Kent prediction in any of the top 10 from any of the casters. Princey not predicting them, Drums's not predicting them, Geordie not predicting them, Matt M not predicting them, Aaron not predicting them, and Tylacto not predicting them. Everybody ruled out
not
this
a single
Kent
one
team, and Kent have just showed us exactly why they deserved to be there. And I think it's fair to say a lot of the predictions coming through have predicted Portsmouth to come top. Drums's, Geordie, and Matt M all predicting Portsmouth to win completely, and they have the potential to do so. Tylacto predicting Lancaster to win. Obviously, he's Lancasters, and they also have the ability to do so. But unreal, absolutely unreal from these teams right here.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant series and a brilliant season. And of course, with one game left, most of the predictions are set up, but it's been such a topsy-turvy season. I'm looking at the predictions here, and I mean, I don't think there's a single person who's got more than 4 in the right positions, because so many teams have performed wildly different to what we expected.
Yeah, and it's nice to see. I think it just goes to show how much of a real sport Rocket League can be. You do this with the Premiership, and you tend to get kind of the top 3 in the right positions sometimes, and then in the top 10, you'll just get those freak teams coming out. And Kent is just one of those. Nobody had heard of this team.
Liverpool.
Absolutely. And Liverpool, yeah. 2 teams that nobody had really heard of. And to be honest, to Arctic Foxes, they could come massively, massively higher than what they have. But Drumzor's just changing his decision. I can see it on the actual Google Sheets as it happens. Drumzor's changing his 6th place
Kent in at number 6. Wow.
To Kent Kappa. I'm going to give him credit. He's the only one to think of doing that. Drumzor's, you're genius, my friend. That was clever play. I like that. I like to see stuff like that. That's clever. But no, honestly, these teams have outperformed, and
yeah,
we just didn't expect. We really didn't expect any of this to happen. Kent really did pull off something quite spectacular, and I think once. We've got to give a nod to Liverpool. Once Arctic Foxes play with that team more and more, I think all of these casters are going to be predicting them in the top 10 in the future.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, each season, of course, there's so much different in the off-season. I mean, Liverpool contended well in the 2v2 tournament, which is the first time many of us had seen them. And then when they found John, they just rocketed the standings like no other team. And, it's things like that, because it's a team of 3, just one player's addition, someone who finds their local server, someone who wants to play this season, who was too busy last season, can make such a huge difference to these teams. Think of Trent. I mean, they weren't even in contention for anything last season, and they've come way up high in the National League standings.
Yeah, but even with Trent being where they are, Tylacto, Aaron, Matt M, and Geordie all predicting them to come in the top 5, and Princey and Drumsall's predicting them to come 9th. Now, they didn't quite come 9th. They obviously came a lot higher than that, but still great predictions from them. And it's just been a fantastic set of series, a fantastic set of games. We've still got the finals to eventually see. I don't know if we know yet who will be casting the finals. I am obviously hoping I will get the opportunity to cast that. It will be a great series to cast, but we don't know what's happening yet. We don't know what's going to be happening with that, and hopefully regardless of who's doing it, we'll see some really good quality feeds.
I think we will. I mean, these guys are supposed to be, in theory, the bracket below those top national teams, but they've played some absolutely fantastic Rocket League. And the more I've casted, the more I've noticed that really skill level on its own isn't a determinant of a good game, because you need balance. You need the teams to be able to get a feel for each other and properly capitalize on weakness and trade games back and forth like we've seen to get proper interest.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to pull in a shameless plug on myself here.
Oh, you should.
So on Friday, the 3rd of April, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour gaming stream just to try and raise some money for the NHS Altogether charity. It just raises some money so that the patients can get a little bit better care and can just be provided for better. I've no doubt they'll at the moment be helping with the COVID situation, which they normally do help in times of crisis, and they normally give some masks, things like that. They'll be giving things that the NHS will need. I'll be doing that on Friday. It will be midnight to midnight. I did the same sort of thing on Christmas Day. We raised £370 for, I think it was cancer research. I forget which ones I do it for now. I've done quite a few, but nevertheless, it'd be lovely to see you guys tuning in. I'll be playing Rocket League. I'll be playing from some Escape from Tarkov. I'll also be casting the Noble Leagues 3s tournament that they've got going on. So I'll be casting that. I've no doubt I'll probably switch over to their channel to do that. But nevertheless, that'll be part of my 24-hour stream. It'd be great if you guys can get involved. Great if you can just come and watch. If you don't have the money to donate anything, that's fine. Just a bit of support is always nice. But guys, honestly, thank you so much for everything you guys have done. Thank you, Achinal, for being my co-caster again. It's always lovely to cast alongside you.
It's always a pleasure, Kilsing. Thank you very much for having me. And yeah, thank you very much to everyone who's tuned in tonight. It's been great fun.
Yeah, and obviously a massive thanks to Kizza. He always does a great job of the production value. He is always absolutely fantastic. I can see somebody putting link in the channel. I'll say it. It's justgiving.com/killsync. So it's a pretty easy little link there to remember. But just in case, I'll pop it in chat for you guys now. But like I say, any and all donations or even just support is massively appreciated.
Not to bandwagon your own thing. Justgiving.com/killsync NHS.
Oh, Killsync NHS, yeah, sorry.
For this charity donation, before you go and give out the wrong link, if anyone's willing to donate, I'm sure it's going to go incredibly well for you, Josh, and you will do fantastically. But yeah, I would really like to see a lot of other people joining me in the chat on Friday. I'm sure there'll be plenty of us. But yeah, thank you very much for being caster for this evening. It's been a great time.
It has. And one massive final bit of information. The EURC finals are going to be happening on Sunday. It's 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. CEST. I will be one of the two casters. Alongside me will be Trigger. It is going to be huge. We've got Berlin facing up against Fairplay Groningen and Kit SC facing off against UK's very own UWE Sea Stags. Sea Stags look so dominant in their final performance that they did to get through to the semi-finals. We need to cheer them on and we need to give them the support they deserve. Berlin have made an easy run of every team they've faced off against, and Fairplay have had a relatively easy run, it has to be said, through the brackets so far, that I think it's fair to say Berlin are likely to be in the finals, but we have that opportunity to have a Germany versus UK finals. If not, it's likely to be an all Germany final. So please do tune into that. It's going to be so massive. It won't be on this channel. It will be on, I believe, the Uniliga Rocket League, which is twitch.tv/UniligaGG. We'll be posting the announcement in the European University Rocket League Discord and the NSE Discord closer to the time. Make sure you are there.
Yeah, we definitely wouldn't want to miss that one.
Definitely not. And I think for now, if nobody has anything else to add, I'm not sure if Sim wants us to mention anything in particular, but
we've done all our duties.
I think we have, and I think we're pretty much good to end it there. I've been Killsync. Beside me, Ashuno, our production Kizza, absolutely fantastic team to work alongside me. Thank you so much, guys, and seriously, tune in Friday for my stream if you can. It'd be lovely. Sunday for the EURC. Be there, because you will regret it if you are not.
I can be